What is up? What is up? Good morning. Well, good afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is from where you're watching. But over here, it's Sunday morning. A little bit of an unusual time for me to stream, but I still wanted to do it. Because I really wanted to kind of crank out the last remaining bits of Arkham Knight before all is said and done. If you watched the last stream, or if you didn't, I guess, we completed the main storyline and we finished the main mission, I guess, of the game. But the way the game is built, it's kind of weird, and it's a little ambiguous as to where you draw the line for where the game ends. Because completing the main storyline unlocks a bunch of stuff. You unlock New Game Plus, you do all kinds of stuff like that, but the game doesn't actually end. Let's pause the music here. And you actually, you have to go trigger the ending manually, which is fine, but it also requires you to complete a bunch of side stuff before you're allowed to, activate the actual ending. Which, as I recall, isn't very big or ceremonious or anything. So, last stream, we were kind of debating where do we draw the line for where the game is finished. Clearly not going to do the 100% completion for the quote-unquote full ending, but I was a little torn on whether to leave the game at the end of the story or actually grind out the last few remaining side missions, side activities, in order to get an ending. And at the time, I was feeling really kind of done with the game. I really didn't want to keep grinding because I figured it wouldn't be that interesting. But I thought about it a little more, and I actually played the game a little bit off stream yesterday, just doing a few kind of boring side things. And I realized that it didn't really feel right to just drop the game. And it didn't feel right to continue playing off-stream either. So this is going to be probably not the most exciting episode. We're going to do a bit of repetitive side activity stuff. But hopefully we'll see some neat wrap-ups to a few of the side missions also. But like I said, I just basically wanted to bang this out before we're officially done with this game. So let's hop on in here. Yeah, so now instead of getting a story synopsis when we boot up the game, yeah, our current objectives is just to finish up a bunch of side shit and activate the Nightfall protocol. Incoming intel. What do we got? Okay, cool. So, we can see here on our missions... Well, actually, let's get the timer going. We're not done with this game just yet. So this right here, City of Fear, is the main storyline of the game. Most wanted, case file closed. So we're done. And each of these other ones represents a quest line, if you want to call it that, side mission. And in order to... So there's 14 of these all in all. You can see on the list on the top left there. And in order for us to complete the game, we need to complete at least 10 of these. Which means we have 4 to go. And we can see the progress of each of one of these. And what I did on stream, or off stream rather, yesterday was mostly just knocking out a few of these APCs. So there's only 3 of these left, so we'll be able to finish this. Azrael's quest line. We have the location for the final test. I want to say that when we last bumped into him, the dialogue indicated that there's only one more test. So presumably, we go to some rooftop, we fight some guys, and then after that, we have to just go somewhere or do one little thing. So we're almost done with this. The firefighters, we've got a couple of those to rescue, but I think also, yeah, just 3 more of those. So we should be able to do that one as well. So probably these 3 will clear out without much issue. And I would like to finish this one because I know it's kind of neat. And unfortunately, right now, we don't have intel on where we can find the next corpse. But hopefully, corpse, I don't know, dead body, victim, whatever you want to call him. Hopefully, this too will sooner or later just pop up intel so we don't have to actually search for it manually. If we do, then we might be in a little bit of a trouble situation here, but we'll figure it out. And then the remaining 4, we got this one, the roadblock, militia, checkpoint things. We got the mines that'll trigger a bunch of car tank combat. We got the militia bases, whatever, watchtowers. And of course, we got 8,000 riddle nonsense shit to deal with. And I think it's pretty clear cut that we're not going to bother completing any of these 4 unless we're given absolutely no choice. I think fine combing the map to find the final victim here, even if we don't get any help, is still probably less taxing than time spent doing any of these. I mean, I guess the mine one is... I don't know. There's 3, 4, 7 left. I mean, it's doable. It's just not very fun because it's just the same kind of tank combat over and over and over. We've also got the DLC missions, which obviously are not necessary by any means and also do not contribute towards the completion stuff for the Nightfall, whatever. But these were kind of cool. We completed the original Ghoul mission and the Mr. Freeze mission. And the last thing I did as I was playing off stream yesterday was to advance a little bit in the Mad Hatter one, which I guess we're also close to done with. And what happened was I was playing and I found this car right here that we'd been looking for previously. It was a bit weird because the map indicates... where am I? Actually, let's take a look at the map. Yeah, the map marker is like over here. But, yeah, you're supposed to go over here. And so far, we've found a couple of kidnapped cops in squad car trunks. And as I discovered this car, I noticed that the cutscene was a little more unique and different. So it's like, hey, maybe I'll just abort and we'll save this so we at least have it recorded on stream. So since we're literally standing here, why don't we start here? Alright, we gotta hack it. Extremely realistic bomb hacking minigame. There we go. Bomb hacked. Explosive diffused.
The last car was empty. Any word on the missing officer?
Sergeant Laurie actually just showed up at the precinct. Said he blacked out. Woke up without his car. That's everyone accounted for. I don't buy it, Batman. Tench is up to something.
I'll make him talk.
He ain't the only one with tricks up his sleeve, Batman. Let me know if you need a hand. Or a hook.
Alright. So I assume then that, yeah, because Mad Hatter himself is, yeah, he's at the police station. So that's our next step, kind of clear cut right there. And I assume that basically means that we go there and that will finish up this mission. Now, I am curious. That leaves only one of the DLC missions. And this spot, we went to investigate. And I find myself kind of stuck because there was a part where I figured I would need the glue or ice grenades, whichever one you get in this game. And I assumed at the time that it was just something I would get later in the story. We have now completed the story, and I still do not have that gadget, as far as I know. There is a little gap here. So, I wonder if there is some other... If it's... I mean, it could just be an upgrade or something, because I've completely ignored, basically, gadget upgrades, seeing as I haven't really needed them. I mean, for the most part, you're already at, you know, borderline over encumbered by all the different gadgets and shit you get. But so this whole thing is locked off too. It's... Could it be a reward for completing some other mission or something? I'm not really sure. Because these are all like related, right? It's a disruptor, and then you get more disruptor things down the line. Well, I guess most of this is just the disruptor. Remote hacking device. So I just wanted to double check that there's no, like, actual new gadgets on here. Like, it's obviously not important to complete the DLC stuff, but the missions are kind of cool, and I would kind of like to do it. Gadgets while gliding, yeah. Combat. Special combo boost. Alright, we good. That one, that's good. I've got all these things too. Yeah, and there's also something here to unlock. Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at the map. What do we got? So GCPD is all the way over here. That's going to be our Mad Hatter finale. Azrael is over here. I should probably just go do some... Yeah, and this is the... Yeah, this the airship thing that I'm not sure how to progress. Yeah, we got the markers for all kinds of these other missions. Let's take a look at the mission screen again, actually. That's not the one. Right, there we go. So firefighters, yeah, okay, we do have intel. Let's just pop this up to see where... Alright, let's just go save that guy. And then we'll see wherever the next APC happens to be. We'll take down one of those.
You know, I don't think I've ever killed a firefighter before. Really? That surprises me. Yeah, I've whacked cops, paramedics, coast guards, traffic wardens, pest control, but never firefighters.
Alright, cool guy.
Tonight's a special night for you, man. You guys are... Batman!
Oops, I fucked that up. Anyway, almost full comboed, but we got it. Pretty low stakes here. Usually they have a bunch of big guys, some other special enemies, but oh well.
Hey, don't stop on my account, Batman. These bastards don't deserve the air they breathe.
You're safe now.
How many have you found? God, I almost don't want to know.
Most of your crew are alive back at GCPD. Just 3 are missing.
Not for long with you looking.
Wait here. A GCPD
It sounded
officer's
weirdly
en route to
ominous.
pick you up.
I mean, he's not wrong, but... Nope, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oh, shit, it's right here. Like, sometimes when you activate this, you get the... I did not press the button for that. That just happened. Yeah, when you activate the intel thing for the APCs, like sometimes it'll just be on the other side of the town, and you lose lock-on tracking, whatever, before you even get there. So this was convenient. These get a little repetitive, but also a little more tedious, because the further in you get doing these APC missions, the more of these little guys swarm you, and it just, yeah, it takes longer to deal with. And every time you do a little takedown, that shit happens. I guess there's 2 of them. Is that what that signal top is? Yeah, I guess I non-lethally ran someone over there. That's fine. Alright. So I guess that's just the APC lieutenant left. The way lock-on works is kind of weird too. But I mean, it's just... you get there eventually, you just have to be a little bit patient. I somehow lost lock-on. There we go. And that's it.
Another lieutenant gone. There can't be many left.
Since we're here.
No money, no more jobs, and no way out of this freaking city so long as that assassin's delaying the...
That computer connected.
Let's hack some mines and shoot some dudes. So we're gonna wanna hack some guys. We'll see. Alright, let's do this.
Rattler hacked.
Seems to be a pretty low-key encounter here.
Drone's been hit.
And worse.
Rattler down.
Okay, thought the hacked one just locked onto me.
Drone down. I've lost one. It's hacked.
Oops, that's a friendly. Oh, well. Hacking is like the best one because hacked tanks fight on your side, but they also just self-destruct. If all the ones that are left are hacked, then
Offline.
they just self-destruct. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. You take them out of the picture, but they also can help speed things up even further. Anyway, there we go.
The bomb's payload is exposed.
Another exciting
The power
tank
wave
battle.
Trigger controlled explosion.
There we go.
Destroys marvelous work.
You seem pretty attached to that car, Batman. A shame I have to wreck it.
Oh yeah, because Arkham Knight / Red Hood is no longer in the picture. Deathstroke called us on the phone before and it's like, oh yeah, I'm taking over now. I got paid, so I have a professional duty to fulfill my obligations. So now Deathstroke is like the boss of all this shit.
Whose idea was it to set up underneath this damn plant? What's your problem?
Let's, okay. I guess they have big turrets here. Alright, Alright, they can just shoot me, I guess. Or I'm out of here. Whatever. Either or.
Think you can evade me?
Curious to see what's going on there. But yeah, okay, most of these little bases aren't completely filled with turrets and gun dudes. But I guess this one was. Anyway, we got out of that, so let's not deal with that then. Let's take a look at the mission select. So yeah, the APC shit is almost done, and we immediately actually have more intel. There's actually not a ton of these either, but I definitely want to get this one, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out. And yeah, okay, so yeah, this is the one. Checkpoints, yeah. Anyway, let's take down another one of these car guys, I guess.
Sir, I'm sending you the location of an APC.
Yeah, okay, so that's really far. It's doubtful we'll actually make it there. You see that bar on the right is like ticking down whenever we've locked on, but then lose visual contact. So when you just lock on to something that's like the other side of the map. But hey, I guess that worked out actually. Okay, yeah, we caught up pretty easily. Not always the case, but driving over here is a bit crazy too. Like, this part of the city it looks pretty cool with all the skyscrapers and shit, but it's not really the most fun to actually navigate on foot or in the Batmobile. I mean, driving around normally is fine, I guess, but these chases get a little obnoxious. Oh my god, the side swipe shit works super great. I mean, it works fine, but it's easy to have that stuff happen. And the fact that you get this weird slow-mo on every single takedown, you kind of lose a little bit of control. Whoops. We'll catch up. It's fine. It's fine. Luckily, we have our very helpful bat GPS. All right. Whoops. Just flip it. Fine. Very helpful bat GPS to show us exactly where to go. Okay, I drove into something. Screams in agony. Alright, sure. Not lethal, we're fine. There is another car. Okay, yep, it's right in our ass. He basically ran into me to destroy himself, but that's fine. Alright, no more of those cars to bother us. Just the APC. Wow, weird loading hiccups there. Dude, did I not fire my... Ah, it's obnoxious, but luckily we got a bunch of extra car health, so we're not running... not at risk. Oh, for fuck's sake, the little swipe to dodge shots doesn't always work super well. I guess it's like the lock-on indicators for their missiles don't really... They're not super accurate, I guess. Or it's like you can move out of the way, but you'll see the little lines disappear before they actually shoot the rockets. Which means that in that time, you can definitely... Like, you can dodge the indicators, and then they'll shoot the rockets. And then you kind of move back into the line of fire after the indicators disappear. It's a little annoying. Alright. Okay. There's only a single lieutenant to take care of. And firefighters, no mission indicator just yet. We'll just have to wait for a little more intel. There's one left on Founders, one on Miyagani. Actually, where the heck are we right now? We started on Founders, but yeah, we're no longer there. I have a feeling that the last, or the next, well, I think it's just the last murder victim is also probably in this part of the city. If only because it's the part we've actually been in the least. Really remember what part this is at all. Very southwest corner. But do we want to go do the Azrael stuff? Maybe. Let's take... Well, actually, we're right next to GCPD. Let's go say hello to Mad Hatter. See if we can wrap that up. Hey, the... This is filling up nicely.
Unmasked before the world. Next time you lose your life.
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows we're Bruce Wayne. I forgot about that. That happens at the end of the story?
I haven't been in there yet to see Scarecrow. Apparently, it's quite a sight. A part of me wanted him dead earlier. But suffering's even better.
Scarecrow's in there somewhere. Riddler informant. Yeah, pretty... It's just funny to see the big label just for the one cop who's in there. Two-Face crew. Oh yeah, we're done with this. We should have a pretty high percentage here. Yeah. Because we're completing quite a few of these side missions. Still a few conspicuously empty cells, but yeah, 72 out of 97, 7 out of 11 supervillains, basically. Checkpoint command. Okay, yeah, we got like one.
Go to him, Mr. Wayne. Tell the deacon of your mendacity, and you will feel the cleansing power of forgiveness wash over you.
Yeah, I might not. Is Jack Ryder just hanging out here again? Yeah.
Secret identity revealed, huh? You want to talk about it? On television?
Like the Blackfire's ceremonial daggers just on the desk here.
So you don't usually invite me to the Wayne Manor Christmas ball, but we're like old war buddies now, right? Taking on Deacon Blackfire together?
No.
Business is best when bats need killing. A mercenary's file should receive.
Yeah, I guess we have a couple of riddles in here. I just haven't really bothered with any of that. So I guess we go to the little DLC wing over there.
Want me to even up that face, Mr. Attorney? Nothing burns like injustice.
You should have stayed away tonight, Dent.
How many times have we done this, Batman? You put us behind bars only for us to escape. Your life is meaningless. A charade!
Not meaningless. Satisfying.
Satisfaction is short-lived. Enjoy it while you can, because the next time we meet, you die.
Yeah, I really love these little dialogue bits. It's really cool.
That's the last time I work with you, Dent.
Oh yeah, hey, Scarecrow's just sitting in there.
Foolproof, Oswald.
So here we go. There's all the DLC villain stuff. It's kind of sequestered off in this little area.
I've still got that crazy siren.
Oh yeah,
stuck
these
in
are
my
the guys
head.
we saved from
I feel like I'm losing it.
Mad Hatter's kidnappings. Here's Rage hanging out. I fear Mad Hatter's going to be sitting in one of these soon enough. And on that note, why don't we take care of him?
The night returns, all filled with malice. Tell me, Batman, did you find your Alice?
No more games, Jervis. Where's the other hostage?
Oh, yeah, why, yes, there's 3. Oh, silly me. The answer's in the book, Batman. Open and see.
Tell me!
There's no joke, no joke. Control your rage. The answer is there. Just turn the page.
We get a little dream sequence here.
Down the rabbit hole you fall.
Looks like it.
Where madness reigns from wall to wall. Through the rhyming words we tumble, where villains toil and psyches crumble.
This is cool and it's well done, but I feel like it would have been a lot more effective if we hadn't seen this kind of thing like twice already.
It's time to play a game. I'm here to make you understand what drives a man insane. And if you ever want to leave this crazy world, you now have it. All you have to do is follow the White Rabbit. Follow the White Rabbit.
Alright, is there a rabbit somewhere?
Join me on a journey, a trip down memory lane.
Just jump through everything. Alright, okay. No, I can't walk inside.
Declared me quite insane.
Maybe just do beat these guys up.
Did you think I had forgotten? No, I owe you quite a debt. And this... Oh, look who's here. White Rabbit there wallowing. Freedom waits for the one who's following.
I'm sorry, what?
Follow the White Rabbit.
Oh.
Hold still. Let me help you.
You're late. You're late. The page is turning. Keep up, Alice. I know you're learning.
I mean, I think this is probably the coolest version of this.
What fun fun
done.
we had in Arkham City, dear Alice. She never looked so pretty. Well,
But
crushed my hat.
I kind of wish
Get away with that?
they would they wouldn't really repeat stuff like this. I mean,
Don't be late. Follow
the specifics of how this looks with the storybook and everything, super cool. I really like it.
No way back for you.
But we've seen,
Mine forevermore. Now it's the Hatter's doom.
all right, sick powerbomb juggle. I just feel like that they could have brought in so many more other kind of minor villains to do these side missions, and I mean
Or kill him dead.
they have done that also, but it's just a bit of diminishing returns, I guess, to repeat these kind of gimmicks
It's okay.
game after game.
You're safe.
Sorry, Alice, it's not yet time. Another page, and I'll make
All right, so we did Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. Surely we're not gonna have a weird Arkham Origins thing. Nope, completely ignored. Of course.
Hallows Eve and Gotham burns. It's here the story twists and turns. The final chapter where we'll find how little Alice lost her mind.
Break the shield.
You took the bait. I drew you in. I knew you would. I knew I'd win.
See about that.
Hip, hip, huzzah!
Oops.
He's here! He's here! Your destiny is drawing near. Kill the rabbit! Kill him dead! He wants your head! Oh, dear, please pay attention. Don't make me keep you in detention.
Oh shit! All right.
Kill others. Try, I dare. You can't catch him. He's everywhere.
Oh shit! Ah! I thought he was the last guy left.
Batman, why?
Well, you found him. Victim 3. You're homicidal, just like me. Look back on this, and you will find how madness lurks in every mind.
Well, that was kind of cool. I mean, I guess that's at least you get a little treat in those little game over sequences.
Hallows Eve.
Even when you fucks things up.
Here the story twists and turns. The final chapter where we'll find how little Alice lost her mind. Oh, dear, please pay attention. Don't make me keep you in detention.
Break the shield. Always nice to not have to deal with that.
He's here! He's here! Destiny is drawing near. Cleanse those fists.
There we go.
Smash Rabbit's brain. Do it, Alice. End his pain.
Batman?
Where are you, Alice? Where'd you go? Oh, this isn't right. Oh, no, 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 no.
Punch him in the face. All right, sure, why not?
I had you. Don't you see? You're mad. You're mad. You're just like me.
I'll never be like you, Jervis.
Oh, Alice! No, this can't be how it ends. There's tea for two. We can still be friends.
All right, there we go.
You used police sirens to hypnotize us. I want to know how.
Oh, no. A magician can't reveal his tricks. I'll keep you guessing just for kicks. Oh, Alice. Why not brew some tea and snuggle up in here with me?
You need help, Jervis.
If you want the help, then why so callous? Join me, Batman. Be my Alice.
All right. I don't think it was as cool as I think the Mr. Freeze and Ra's al Ghul missions were better, but I think again that probably boils down to. I mean, of course, we've seen the two of them before. I guess I like Mr. Freeze as a character better than Mad Hatter. But it had the cool, like, what I liked about those missions is that they had the structure where every leg of each mission was like kind of different. Oh yeah, hey, we got some. So like for most of the missions that aren't like the main storyline, most of them have a very similar activity that you just do a couple of times. Nice, we got intel here. Sick. Whereas the DLC missions, for the most part, every little step of the way, you can see there on the top, is like a very different type of activity. Like you have to track someone, you have to find a location, you have to talk to someone, you have to fight some dudes, you have to drive. But this one was also a little bit more the repetitive sort. Hey, what's up, Sword Fam? Just finished watching the VOD for the last time. That was something. Yeah. It really goes off the rails, and it's funny. Like as I said last time too, I definitely remembered bits and pieces of it, but I didn't really remember just how. Not just, well, I mean, I remembered enough to know that it got pretty ridiculous. What I didn't really remember, like the biggest part that felt surprising coming back to it, was how, not left field, I mean it kind of is too, but just how poorly everything is set up. Just structurally, the last parts of the story, like the whole last part with when you find Gordon and you gotta, team up with him to find Scarecrow, and there's a big shocking reveal that Barbara was in fact not dead, which was not shocking at all. And then it seems like Gordon turns on you, but no, he was secretly your friend the whole time. It's like a double, triple turn. And then it's like all of a sudden the whole Jason Todd thing wraps up very unceremoniously. And it's, oh, okay, well, Arkham Knight's gone. It's fine. Okay, now we have to confront Scarecrow. Also, he very desperately
Tim
wants
and your dad are fine.
Batman
They're
to
being
reveal
picked
his
up from the
identity for some
asylum
reason.
and taken to the mainland.
I spoke to them a moment ago. Thanks, Bruce.
It's like not really
It's funny.
satisfying.
I was waiting for Dad to do his protective father bit. I had it all ready in my head what I was gonna say. But he didn't go there. He just told me that he loved me and that he was proud. Maybe he hit his head.
Maybe he's starting to see you. The real you.
What are you going to do, Bruce?
Finish it.
Good. I'm just getting warmed up.
All right, time to finish the fight. I don't know. Yeah, but it doesn't. I feel like a through line in the story here is like all the big emotional beats are never really earned, and they don't really work very well. I think the whole idea of Batman kind of fighting and overcoming the Joker in his psyche that's like not a terrible idea. And I kind of like the very, very end of that part where he like locks up the Joker inside his brain vault. Like, okay, that's an appropriate imagery for that kind of works. I actually like that. But the journey there, it's a little bit all over the place. Yeah, and so like when Batman deliberately gets kidnapped and he sits in the truck or whatever, there's a not super subtle thing about you know, oh, there's a tracking beacon and whatever, and Batman's like smugly, yeah, I knew he would. And it's like, yeah, okay, of course. Jason Todd is good now, so he's going to come track Batman so we can save him. And when he does, yeah, it's like he shows up for half a second, shoots, I forget what if he shoots like the his the whatever Batman's like locked up in, like the whatever you call it, like, and then he just disappears. There's no, like, they don't talk, there's no closure to it. And yeah, so the whole, like, they spend so much time on these Jason Todd flashbacks to kind of plant the idea, I guess, in your mind that Batman's really upset about this shit and that it matters to him, and that's fine. Except it, of course, telegraphs very, very clearly that Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. But then once it's revealed, I feel like they don't do anything with it. He's Jason Todd, he's mad and he's sad, and then he disappears. It's like, alright, well, I've destroyed 8,000 tanks and taken down 10,000 dudes. But then he's like, how could you do this to me, Batman? And Batman's all, I still believe in you, Jason. Oh, it'll be fine. And then he's like, you wouldn't understand, Dad. And then he runs off, and then he comes saves him, and then we don't see him again. I think it's so clumsy. I feel like a lot of the elements are there for it, for, well, parts at least of the story to work. But it is rather clumsily handled, and as a result, yet again, everything just stumbles on the finish line. And the game was like super exciting in the beginning, and then at the end, things just go completely bonkers.
Oh man, it's him!
And
don't worry, he ain't catching us.
Not just that, but then you have this whole thing where the game forces you to do a bunch of busy work before you're allowed to end it. It's a weird thing. Like, I think it makes perfect sense. Well, if you have to tell a story or make part of the story that, all right, he's gonna retire from being Batman at the end of this, to have that kind of, you know, all right, this is gonna be the end. Finish up whatever you want to finish up. Tie up all loose ends, and then whenever you feel like you're ready for it, we're done, you know? And I think that's, once again, a deft handling of the whole open world, non-linear structure. Omar Sikichi, I'm not sure if I got that right, but hello and welcome. What's up? Happy Sunday. Like, that aspect, I think, is clever, and it's fine. I think it gives some finality to everything. I mean, I don't mean that just in the macro sense of being the end of the character or whatever, but like for most open world games like this, if we take Arkham City as an example, you know, you finish the story, but then because it's an open game, you can still continue playing and do stuff. But once you finish everything, then again, you're kind of just standing there and you're just done. Here, when we decide that we're done, we just go and hit the, end game switch and we get some kind of resolution to everything. I think that's great. But the part that sucks is the fact that I can't do that just right now. Like, the game, I feel, rather arbitrarily decides that I'm not allowed to end the game until we have completed 10 out of 14 cases, missions, whatever. And if you, like me, have not been doing all the side stuff possible throughout the game, you find yourself in this weird spot of having to
I've discovered another body.
spend a bunch of time with this shit
When will this nightmare end?
when the story is effectively done. And it can work. I think, again, that the problem for me is just the lack of agency on the part of the player. I don't have the choice to say, you know what, I'm happy with this, I'll let it end here. I'm not allowed to make that choice until I've done kind of an arbitrary amount of this stuff.
That particular type of bleaching to the pigmentation of the skin denotes...
And I want to say that the actual ending we're going to get
likely a
isn't
chlorine-based substance.
necessarily super exciting, but I don't really remember it in detail, so we'll find out soon enough. We don't have a ton left.
Tracheal surgery to remove a cancerous growth has resulted in the victim being fitted with a voice box.
All right. 64 people in the city with chemical burns and a voice box, I guess. Another voice box? Yeah, the first time I played this, I did get the full completion.
The victim suffered a rare genetic disorder, causing them to have 6 fingers on one hand. Alfred, the victim's name is Allison Weir.
And I was thinking
She was an engineer employed at Ace Chemicals. That would certainly
earlier
explain some of her ailments.
in the game.
She moved into a retirement home in Bloodhaven several years ago.
Well, let's listen to
Their
this.
grounds are adjacent to a large park.
Cross-reference this with the others. See if it fits.
It does indeed, sir. Sending you the information now.
The Circus of Strange. Its route recently took it through all the locations where the victims went missing. Get me a list of associated names.
The circus is run by a rather suspicious fellow named Laszlo Valentin.
Search for any properties owned or leased by the suspect.
Records show Mr. Valentin used to lease a beauty salon here in Gotham, but the lease expired shortly before construction began on Wayne International Plaza.
Send through the location. It's time to end this.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I was thinking that I knew that I felt like this game sort of dragged and had a lot of tedious stuff, and that the ending wasn't very satisfying. So coming into this playthrough of the game, I basically was thinking that, all right, so maybe if we don't, like, knowing that I'm not aiming for the full completion, I'll just deliberately stop doing stuff if and when it stops being fun. So we'll just manually, avoid tedium by deliberately not engaging with stuff that feels tedious. And that's probably going to have me feel more positively about the story and how it wraps up and everything. But, well, I can't say for a fact that I'm not having a more positive feeling than I would otherwise. But I can say that it still has felt pretty unsatisfying the way things end. Not to mention finding myself having to do a lot of this stuff anyway. It's like having the opposite effect of the tedious aspects being more wrong button. They stand out more, I guess. I don't remember, wrong button. How exactly, when I first beat the game, how many things that I completed by the time I finished the story. It's entirely possible that, you know, if you play a certain way, you can have 10 missions completed by the time you finish the story. And if you do, and if you feel done at that point, yeah, it's very easy to just go trigger the ending. But if you amass all of that during the game and don't deal with it until at the end, then yeah, it gets a little shitty to have to do it so much of it at once. And I felt like I didn't save that much. I still, basically, if you look at the mission thing, like, I did a lot of the missions that are fun to do. And it's mostly these very repetitive militia combat stuff that I didn't do, and the Riddler stuff, you know. A lot of everything else I kind of did a significant chunk of. But even then, I find myself having to just grind this stuff. But we're close to the end now. There's not a lot of grinding left. And this was one of the more memorable ones that I was happy to get to finish.
Please, make it stop. I can't take anymore.
Very casual here. Maybe we should intercept here. Haggard, not exactly. Everyone's a mask-wearing lunatic in the city.
Let them go.
Oh, no. Pig not ready yet. She's all unique and wrong. All messed up, inside out. Pig, make her better. Pig, make all of us better.
It's over.
But Pig can fix you too. Make you perfect, like the others.
You're insane.
And what are you?
I'm here to stop you.
Bad.
Pig is like clay. Pig is like a god.
Pig is here to fix us all.
That's it, my darling. Show him how perfect you are.
It makes you invincible.
2 seconds ago, like, all right, let's see if this person's still breathing. Like, oh, well, okay, let's punch them very hard in the jaw 4 times. 14 hostiles detected. Oh.
It's like they're immune to pain. I need to make sure they stay down.
How about this? Flop. I'm not sure if you need to do the takedowns or how this works exactly, but we'll do a bit of fighting. Hey, what's up, Cartube? It's like, well, if they can't feel pain, shooting them still count as non-lethal? I don't know. Or lethal. Well, you know what I mean. Maybe we could just bring our car here and shoot our non-lethal 50mm cannon. Maybe we just beat him up.
Coming for you, Batman. Coming to make you perfect.
Right into them with my 500 thread count, pillow, Batmobile bumpers. Oh shit! Wow, that was pretty accurate. Like reading chat at the same time. I guess we gotta stun him. Well, too late. Alright, he stays at the other side of the table. I see. That's pretty cool. No, what the? Okay, he still moves around. He's stunned. He just... Okay. I get it. He just won't throw shit at us. Let's break this guy's leg. Yeah, the best part about this game is the Batmobile... Well, I mean, that's not true at all. But, I mean... The funniest, you know... Batman's non-lethal crime-fighting method thing is... the fact that you can run your, like, 8-ton tank into people on the street, knocking them, you know, clean across the street from the force of the impact. But, you know, because you also electrify them, then clearly, you know, that's non-lethal. Oh, okay. They get knocked into communal set up pillows. They're fine. Okay. Yeah.
I can't leave until I've rescued the other victims.
What? Oh.
Please, just get me out of this cage.
All right. There was a. All right. This thing. It's like the 60s Batman movie, right? They just crash into a very convenient mattress sale. I'd believe it.
You're safe now. Stay here with the others. I'll send a squad car to pick you up.
Thanks. I don't know what he would have
Yeah,
done
that's
to us.
not harrowing at all. But yeah, I always like this little side mission. Again, like it stands in stark contrast for the Mad Hatter thing in terms of repetitiveness. Like it's very, even though it's very simple, I like the you know, the crime scene investigation stuff.
Where are you taking me?
And then this, like the finale, is pretty dramatic, and the character never appeared in the other games.
I'll make sure of it.
Like it's all good stuff.
Pig heals, pig fixes. My Dolatrons are works of art.
Voiced by Barclay from Star Trek. I don't know who that is.
Not death. Pig makes
Guys will be fine.
And the ones you
Don't worry about it.
too broken for pig to make them. Too
And again, this whole thing, you drive them to GCPD, have this little conversation. This shit is so good too.
pig feels sick.
Those things you couldn't change. It's how I identified the bodies. It's how I caught you. It's why you failed.
No, not fail. Oh.
You doing okay back there, buddy?
Pig show you sick. Like to see?
You've got problems, Valentine.
This game has a lot of problems, but the way the side mission stuff is structured and how a lot of it is handled, the whole GCPD stuff, that shit is really, really, really good. I feel like this is easily the most frustrating game to play in this series because it has some things that are like
Don't
really clever and really well executed. But then, like, the story kind of sucks. The Batmobile stuff sucks.
Not good enough.
There's a lot of shit in this game that is just, you know, production values are high. Everything is well executed. Well, not everything, but a lot of things are well executed. But it's got every game in this series has had its annoyances. All three of the Rocksteady games, I think, completely fizzle out by the end. They don't handle the you know, they start strong and finish really weak. But this game is the only one in the series I feel like that has annoying stuff that is really pervasive throughout the entire game. Not just some of the story stuff, but yeah, all of the Batmobile stuff and the car combat and all that shit. There's so much of it that it's just not very good. I was more frustrated by Origins because it just wasn't very good and everything was out of order. Well, I'm of the minority conviction that Origins is the best game in the series. In my mind, the annoyances in that game, almost exclusively, for my part anyway, was in pretty minor mechanical things. Like weird collision detection. It's a little glitchy and like it lacks a degree of polish compared to the Rocksteady games, for sure. That's undeniable. When I played through it most recently, I had some weird stuff with there was one thing in particular where I soft locked because I needed to interrogate the last guy in a group and he just was standing inside a wall and I couldn't grab him. And stuff to that level I never had happen in the Rocksteady games. But I think the characters, the writing, the story, the boss fights, a lot of that stuff, like the cool set pieces and locations, I feel like many of those aspects were just done better than in any of the Rocksteady games. It had probably my favorite version of the Joker in this series. It definitely had my favorite version of Bane. Deathstroke was kind of cool. Like, all of the villains were cool. And so many of the boss fights were awesome. Like, it's just, yeah, I just really, really like that game. And it actually felt like it had a story and a theme that kind of, the end and how it wrapped up and how it's, you know, kind of both the origin of Batman and the origin of the Joker. The way we get a glimpse of how the relationship between Batman and Gordon kind of gets sort of started. All that shit I felt was just really good. Whereas I feel like every Rocksteady game, I like the story and the narrative aspects probably of Asylum best of these three in terms of like the main story, because the only really terrible part of the first game is the ending, like the Titan Joker, the boss fight. The way the first game kind of fizzles out near the end is more about the last couple of sequences not being as fun. There's some annoying stuff with the, like the ivy plants. There's the ivy boss fight near the end too, if I remember correctly, which isn't great. But the story itself and like the case and how it wraps up. All right, so we should. It's still where it is, right? Yeah. It's kind of weird. Arkham City, I didn't like the story much at all, but especially how it's weird that it's basically more focused on the Joker than on Batman. And the entire end of that game, it's just Batman being super sad that the Joker is dead. And like, yeah, the kind of weird thing at the very end where Batman, for some reason, like Talia al Ghul is also dead, but Batman doesn't really care. He's more upset. He's more upset that the Joker is dead than the woman he ostensibly loved, at least sorta. Like, that's a weird story beat. And I don't think it's like trying to say something either. It just feels weird, and it comes from someone in charge of writing the story of these games having a huge hard-on for the Joker. This is getting a little tedious, but we're almost done here. Appreciate that Arkham Asylum is pretty much the only game that feels like Metroid Prime. Yeah, I haven't played the Prime games much, but I definitely like Metroid, and that's the thing I like about that game, that I always felt that it was a little unfortunate in a way that the first game is essentially a Metroid game, whereas all of the sequels are, you know, not. They're you know, more like Ubisoft styled open world giant map checklist games. There's things to be gained from that formula, and I think this game comes the closest to really getting that formula right, the way it's handled narratively and structurally. With Arkham City, replaying it this time, I definitely felt that the open world part is my least part of the game.
Alfred, the last APC.
But because when you're in the open world, alright, we're done there. Deathstroke's not gonna hassle us.
So I tried one of those question mark games they have around here.
When you're out in the open world in Arkham City, it's kind of annoying. You have to deal with snipers and helicopters and Riddler calling you on the phone, and you know, there's all this shit just screaming in your ear, this kind of stuff, but it's like more pervasive and annoying. But as soon as you enter into a like an enclosed interior location, it turns really... Oh, fuck's sake, why would I want to punch the guy on the floor who's electric? Can't see what the fuck's going on. Alright. Oh, I guess they can only revive limited times. A little tough to talk while doing this. Wrong guy, but sure, I'll take him. I mean, I'm not a big fan of open world type stuff in general because it's often just... In many ways, I find that games, those kind of games, if they're good and fun and enjoyable, it's usually more in spite of that aspect than because of it. Okay. Okay, he went flying somewhere, but it's fine. It's a non-lethal flight. He just flew off screen. Okay, cool. Basically, my memory of those games was always that I like...
The rioters will have taken the hostages and gone to ground. I'll hunt them down.
I liked the first Arkham game over the second because it's... Oh, I didn't have Intel. Okay. Because I like Metroid-style stuff better than, you know, Assassin's Creed or whatever style stuff. But I kind of found that in Arkham City... Alright, let's go get Azrael then. In Arkham City, once you go inside any of the sort of linear levels, interior locations, whatever you want to call them, it turns into a version of Arkham Asylum that's just as good, if not better, in terms of level design and puzzles and combat encounters and all that good stuff. This game is a little different because I think the open world stuff, the car stuff isn't great, the car combat especially sucks. But this game doesn't really have those discrete indoor locations. It's not completely devoid of them, but it's not like... it's not really like the other games where... that's the meat and potatoes of the game, where you know, where the open world acts as a bit of a hub, and then you travel between locations, because that's kind of the, you know, if we look at Arkham Asylum, it's mostly comprised of these indoor locations with the premises of the asylum campus or whatever act as a little bit of a hub between the locations. In an Arkham City, it's basically structured the same way, except the hub world itself is a lot more... well, it's bigger, it's more open, it's more interconnected, but you still have very discrete indoor locations. And this game, in Origins, is the same way. This game, I feel, isn't really like that. There's the, you know, the stag airships, and there's... In fact, let's take a look. If we do this, we'll see how the game is like, divided up. Yeah, so it's like the 3 islands of the open world, stag airships, Panessa Studios, Arkham Knight HQ. And that's it. Those are the only 3 locations that at least has, you know, this kind of open exploration, puzzle solving, finding collectibles aspect to it. And it actually pulls it off pretty well, I think. But it's kind of a peculiar change, I feel. Why is this? It's weird. It's being held back by the car. Even if you're in an indoor location, they got to get the car into it somehow. Funnily enough, those are my favorite uses of the car by far. The car-based puzzle solving, whether it's the riddles or the story stuff that you have to do, like that shit, I think is actually really fun. But yeah, the problem is, like, as I've said from the very beginning, it's just not really possible to incorporate the Batmobile in a game like this without compromising too much of the core sort of experience and structure. That's my experience anyway. Do that for no real reason. But I think, aside from the car, like, if you look at Arkham City and you know, the indoor locations being the good part of the game, and this game not really having that, you'd think that that makes this game a much worse experience. But I think the open world itself and how it's used and how the sort of main missions and stuff is structured, and how a lot of the time you go to locations that are more intertwined with the open world. They're part of the open world as opposed to a very discrete, you know, you open the door, you go through a loading screen, and you're now no longer on the world map. That stuff is all handled very well. And the structure, like this, this thing, I think is excellent. I think one of my biggest issues that I had with Arkham City when I first played it was the dissonance between the narrative and the mechanical structure of the game, where the narrative keeps yelling at you that you're in a hurry. You need to do this and this and that, and we have to save the Joker and whatever else is going on. But as soon as you take one step outside, you have 8 people shouting at you all these other things you need to do. This game, the narrative is much more structured around all this shit going on. And yes, this is your main storyline, but the game deliberately stops very frequently, I think, in a very good way, to remind you that a lot of stuff is going on. And you're literally getting a prompt that, you know, hey, this is a kind of a bit of a break in the main story. Why don't you bring up the mission screen and see what else needs taking care of in the city? I think that is such a smart way of handling this open world aspect that it makes me like the open structure, which is for me not a small feat. But then you have all the car shit that makes me dislike it. What's up, Dodo? No, we're running total 22 hours on this game over 2 weeks or so. But we are finishing up. We're doing just the last side missions we need to do. So you can see here, there's 14 cases or missions or quest lines or whatever you want to call them. We've completed 8, and we need to complete 10 in order to be allowed to end the game. So we're going to finish training or testing Azrael here, and then we're going to, I guess, save the last 2 firefighters. And then we're probably going to finish the game. Hey, what's up, Az? I have 100% of this game in the past. I will not do it again.
Challenge. It's the toughest yet.
I love that little anti-air animation. Alright. Must save Catwoman. I'd like to, but...
Be commended, Azrael. You have passed the test. I will contact you when I have made my decision.
There is no decision to make, Batman. I am ready now.
I decide how this works, not you.
Every moment you waste, Gotham falls deeper into the abyss. Make your decision fast, or she will be lost forever.
Azrael fucking tried to guilt me into early retirement.
On Azrael. His real name is Michael Lane. He was a GCPD officer before he was dismissed due to psychological issues. And then, well, he seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth.
That must have been when he was recruited by the Order of Saint-Dumas.
It gets decidedly more peculiar, sir. The Batcomputer has picked up an irregularity in Lane's physiology. I've not seen anything like this before.
Upload the data to the clock tower. I can analyze it from there.
Right you are, sir.
Alright, I guess we're going to the clock tower. Well, it's appropriate that we at least finish the Azrael storyline here before we retire. So we have an actual successor. Yeah, the flight is really fun in this game. Like, they made it so much easier to, like, catch air. It's weird coming off of City and Origins, just how forgiving the flight is. I mean, it's not... I mean, it's still easy and fun in those games, but it's kind of almost weird coming to this and... You just... Yeah, it's so easy to fly. Did we... Oh yeah, I think you hack this and you open up and you see the Batgirl suit? I forget. Do you get a... Yeah. I think you just do this to get a trophy thing.
I'm sending over the data on Michael Lane now. I'm no neurologist, sir, but I can quite confidently assert that doesn't look like it belongs in one's brain.
It's a surgically implanted microprocessor interfacing with the temporal lobe, the region of the brain used for storing and accessing memories.
Which memories, sir?
Visualizing now.
Azrael, protector of faith, defender of purity. The Order of San Dumas has safeguarded Gotham for over 500 years. And it is your sworn duty to continue our legacy. You have studied the Dark Knight for years, learning his every strategy, analyzing his every tactic, perfecting his every move. Now, it is time to complete your mission. Seek out the Batman. Prove that you are his worthy and trusted successor. Only when you have won the Batman's trust will you be able to fulfill your destiny.
His intentions do seem pure, sir. Are you suggesting these recollections have been tampered with?
I am.
No, I'm sure that
I know
SD
that
card in his
markers
brain is a natural
the Order's
occurring
secret
thing.
language. They've implanted markers into Lane's memories to modify his behavior unconsciously. If I can find the other markers, I'll be able to reconstruct the waveform and reveal the message.
All right, sure. Oh, sell. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, I see.
Scanning that marker has reconstructed part of the waveform.
Okay, I see. All right. I wasn't sure what we're looking for, how this was working, but I get it now. Scrub to find symbols that we can hack and get audio from somehow.
Another portion of the waveform has been restored.
This particular instance of this mechanic is highly goofy, but hey, it's comic booky. Let's not hate on it. There's been a few of these other like video scrubbing.
There's probably one more marker to find and scan.
Things in this game that I think was really cool. The crime scene investigation stuff was definitely one of my favorite parts of Origins. Like one of the, I mean, I guess one of the few genuinely new additions. I mean, there had been crime scene investigation stuff in the previous games, but they were very.
I've already analyzed this section.
Lightweight, and they're not like terribly mechanically engaging in Origins as well, but just the fact that they feel kind of cool, and it's just showing off a little bit more of the detective aspect of Batman is always appreciated because it's not always at the forefront. That's another reason I like the whole, like in this game too, Batman working with the police and all of the kind of missions and shit you have to do being presented as like cases that have to be solved. Even if it's not really any different, and I guess, even in Arkham City, I think they're called cases or something like that, but the more you can
That's it.
lead into that aspect, even if it's in a superficial way, I really appreciate it.
The Dark Knight stands in the way of our cause. He prevents the evil of Gotham from facing true divine justice. When you have proven yourself, wait for your moment and then strike him down. Take your rightful place as Gotham's new guardian. A guardian wholly willing and relentless in his quest to protect this city.
They certainly don't mince their words, do they, Master Bruce? How will you stop him?
He won't.
Lane.
Lane is dead. I am Azrael, Knight to the Order of San Dumas.
The Order has lied to you, stolen your free will.
Liar! You stand in the way of true justice.
We're on the same side, Michael.
No. No! I know who I am. I know what I am doing.
In that case, the choice is yours.
Protector of faith, you know what must be done.
Well, I'm not gonna kill Batman, obviously. Well, can I just walk away then?
The Dark Knight must be slain.
He doesn't though. Or is this my brain control, my brain SD card?
Compelled to execute our command.
Oh, I can just leave, I guess. Grab sword. Nah.
You made the right decision, Michael.
I do no one's bidding but God's. The Order must answer for what they have done to me.
That shit's satisfying. Yeah, that's really cool. And this was we had a couple there was the Ra's al Ghul mission that also gave us a choice at the end of whether to like resuscitate him or or revive him with the Lazarus goop, or to blow up his machine, and we did that. So I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure that grabbing the sword does not result in you actually killing Batman, but I guess it would mean that the they have a slightly less cordial relationship, maybe. So that's cool. And we got Professor Pig here. Yeah, fairly new character. And I like that this game has more of these. Oh, he's not a particularly new character, I guess, but there's like a couple. I mean, Azrael was in Arkham City as well, but yeah, most of the villains and side characters, whatever, are kind of returning characters. But yeah, Simon Stagg, I don't think has been in anything yet. He's definitely not a new character. Professor Pig, we got Blackfire. Trying to remember, Man-Bat was never in any of the Arkham games before, was he? He's one of my favorite parts of this game, just because. Oh yeah, I like that they're separate. The improvements to kind of the flight mechanics, or improvements, I don't know, but like the fact that you can fly more freely gives them, I guess, the room to ask of you to fly more precisely to capture Man-Bat on a few occasions, but also these like flying drones, which there are not a lot of them left, but those things. You can shoot them down with the car, but you can also just fly to them and grab them and stick an explosive on them. You have the airships and shit too. Actually, where are... yeah. So that's really cool. That made the Man-Bat mission definitely one of the more memorable ones. Even if it's super simple, you just fly and catch him a few times, but... speaking of which, let's see if we can... pretty high up, so that might be tricky. Far away, but yeah, you can get so much air. I think you can probably grapple onto these.
12 freaking hours without a break. I need food or an adrenaline shot. Not long now. New boss will kick Batman's ass. Then we go home.
Yeah, too low here.
Lost, okay? Isn't it obvious? This damn assassin and his damn pride's the only thing
Need to find something to grab a little more air off of. There's nothing here to grapple onto with the plant. Whoa, okay, that didn't work super well. Alright, fuck this up. Alright, I just want to see if I could fly to that thing. I kind of couldn't because I screwed it up. Get shot at. Okay, we're screwing this up, but
I'm just saying,
oh well. That's cool. It's very satisfying when you get it, but I guess it wouldn't be as satisfying if you could do it super easy every time.
Let's not mix work and politics, okay?
It's obviously easier when you can grab off of these. skyscrapers. But like, yeah, this shit is cool.
Deathstroke's not gonna last. The bastard's keeping us here.
Serpent offline.
That's satisfying. That's fun. Anyway. Nine out of 10. I like that it says apprehend most wanted. I don't think we apprehended Azrael, but close enough. We didn't apprehend Lucius Fox, but we did stop Hush. Although, I guess he's not actually in DCPD, is he? Not sure what happened to him. Don't remember. We got some fire crew to take care of, but we don't have a solid lead right now. So I think we will pretty much have to mess around. Maybe...
Alfred, there's an explosion.
In the off chance that we don't... it takes a while for us to get leads on the fire crew. Car, please. Do that. Just run them over non-lethally. Security level low. In the off chance that we struggle getting the fire crew situation sorted, I think this is the next, like, closest mission to finish. Well, I hope you guys like tank combat, because it's what we're getting. Whoops. There we go.
Batman's taking out a drone.
The quintessential Batman experience. Fucking tank warfare.
Alpha targets hit a drone.
Trying to land the perfect. If you shoot the little blue lights, you can do that. That's a little tricky. Alright, we're almost done here. Let's do that. There we go. Virus upload complete.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power wave to trigger a controlled explosion.
So let's do that 12 more times.
You think you're good? I once took out 6 T-80s with an RPG, 2 shells, and a punctured lung.
Wow, you're really cool, Deathstroke. You're really cool. All right. I just want to double check this to see if we get an update here, but I guess we'll do this. We'll set this for now.
I'm going after an explosive in the north of Founders Island.
The militia will fight tooth and nail to keep hold of the remainder, sir.
What's the threat level on this? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Tanks incoming, sir, with aerial drones for backup.
Shoot. Well, whatever. Alright, we can tell right away that this is more significant threat level because there's more types of enemies and more tanks, and choppers and everything.
I've lost the drone. Direct hit. Yeah. Mama offline.
Yep, this is definitely a little more intense. There's not a ton of room to navigate either, actually. Two left. One of them's friendly, so. There we go. And he helpfully self-destructs.
The bomb's payload is exposed. I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion.
And especially if you save this stuff to the end, like, it gets very repetitive and samey and unexciting just doing this over and over. But the thing is, like, even if it's less repetitive and dull to do it while you're doing other stuff, it's still, like, not really fun then either. Is this a thing? I forget. Well, might as well. Whoops. Alright, someone got hit. Alright, rip that guy. Mission select. Any new intel? Nope. You usually get intel eventually, but maybe... we'll see. Take a look at the map, actually. I doubt the closest mine is 1,300 meters away, but maybe it is. There's a bunch of mines left, but I haven't found all of them. Everything that's on the map is stuff that I've found, and like marked on the map. I forget. Maybe you don't even really get intel. We'll see. Hopefully, we won't need to look up an FAQ or something. I don't know. Like, I think that's another thing I think the game does well, generally speaking. Giving you a little bit of a helping hand in figuring out where stuff is and what you can do. It doesn't put everything on the map for you, but if you struggle to find stuff, it'll put something on there sometimes. Maybe whoops, that was okay. Well, whatever, we'll get there. But it makes you kind of have to deal with the stuff you know about. And not just completely passively wait to be fed all help and information. It's, yeah, I think I like the way it's done for the most part. Let's see. Alright, well, might as well hack these guys first. Friendly.
Twin Rattler offline.
Guys, okay, I'm sure.
Rattler offline. Twin Rattler down.
14 left. Hack these guys. So the way the hacking works too, like you can hack up to 4, but they need to be near each other. Like you hack one, and then that guy will like hack the next one. So if you have like 1 or 2 isolated, it still costs just as much resources, but you will only hack the 1 or 2. So you kind of want to try and save it for when they're in a bit more of a crowd. And also,
The
if you have more powerful types of tanks to hack, that's also pretty helpful.
Trigger-controlled explosion.
Oops. Accelerate carefully. There we go. Well, yeah, level up. We got like 4,000 points. 3 bomb. Wait, is it really? Oh, okay. We're actually almost done with this. Maybe it's easier to finish this than the firefighter mission. Wasn't too far off there. Okay, yeah, because we got 33 points. Never used this, but sure. Wait, 14. Am I missing one? Oh yeah, never got this one. Super eject. That's not super useful, is it? Man, it's still bothering me that we are still missing a gadget that I don't know how to get. And like, we're almost done with all the missions too. There must be something specific you have to do. Sure, let's get that. That looks cool. I'm probably not going to remember to use it. That's fine. So we have at least one more of these mines.
Deployed one of the devices near Grand Avenue.
Well, it's not really a mine. Whatever, bomb device thing. Threat level low. Okay. Be easy. Do a little bit of hacking.
Batman's taken out a Rattler. Alpha target's hit a drone.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. I'm just thinking now, like, how it's difficult enough, I think, to pace a game like this satisfyingly and have it like wrap up neatly in a good way, but essentially forcing the player to go through with all this nonsense at the very, very end. I mean, and it's like, the more someone has put off doing this kind of thing, you know, presumably because they don't enjoy it, the more of it's going to pile up at the end. Alright, let's... Fuck, I can't even lock on.
So you must get back within range.
Alright, there we go. That's weird, it was stuck over there.
The bomb's payload is exposed.
Because, like, if you like all this side stuff, you do it throughout the game, then it's not going to really pile up this way at the end. But if you avoid it, then it will. Even, hell, you don't even need to avoid it. As long as you, like, don't do everything. I mean, I felt like I didn't... There were types of missions that I basically ignored, but I still engaged with a lot of the side stuff. And even so, we have a couple of hours, basically, of doing it at the end, which is going to be the least fun possible way to do it, because, again, it's just repetitive. You just do it like this. So, it's kind of... It's like, it's going to be impossible, really, to leave this game feeling really good about it, I think. That's kind of a weird way to do it. Alright, so we don't have any indicators right now, but we know that there's one left on Bleak and one left on Founders. So right now, we are on Bleak Island, right? Nope, we're on Miyagani, okay. So, let's drive around and see if we find one, I guess. Well, let's drive, like, over here, because that seems like a place that I probably haven't been.
I don't care if the gas is gone. Batman still ain't one to fight.
We've definitely stumbled upon some of the firefighter missions, but sometimes we've had to wait for intel. And because there's, like, what, 1 left, 2 left?
Oh God, what's it
It seems increasingly unlikely that we will just stumble on it, but who knows if we do it while messing around with this. Oh, we had some big fight here. Yeah, because this is where we like popped out after doing the dumbass giant drill final showdown with Arkham Knight, right? But there could still be more shit here. I guess if this is like their big HQ or something along those lines, I guess they probably wouldn't place an explosive here though. So we're probably not gonna find that here. What are these things? Breakable object, right? So for now, in lack of better things to do, could just drive around a little bit. You don't always get notified when there's new intel either. We could take down watchtowers or one of these things, but feels somehow feels like more of a waste of time than literally just driving around. The mines are usually not... well, I'm going to keep calling them mines. They're not usually placed in, like, super... like, hidden locations or anything. It's just a matter of making sure to actually tag them. But, yeah, dude, everything is so visually, like, dense that it's really difficult to just... try to scan things just visually. Joker bots, I guess is the thing. Or, not Joker, Riddler bots. Go in there and fight them. I'm just also wondering / a little nervous about whether there's anything particular I should be doing to increase the odds of actually getting new intel on some of those remaining. I'm probably just like literally driving in circles here.
The hell is that thing? It's a van! Turn around!
Seems like a place where something might be, but whoops. LexCorp, bring hope to God. Okay, I was just about to say bringing hope to low-res textures, but no, it just loaded in the right. And if you get like the Riddler informants, you only get the Riddler stuff on the map. It would make sense. Well, oh yeah, well there was one right here, so there's probably not going to be another one right here. Not sure. I think I just tagged a car. Okay. I guess we'll do something else just to do something then. We have been kind of driving around, not literally every single part of this island, but a pretty significant chunk of it. Drive around there. See if we see something, and if not, I guess start taking out some of these. But yeah, I feel like if there was one here, I would have found it, because I've definitely... Yeah, I think we literally just did this one. All the areas surrounding the bridges and transition points between islands seems to be like the most likely. Alright, these guys don't look too tough. Whoops. Oh, fuck me. So fucking isn't a drop. That's pretty fun. I tried to do the takedown, but he was on the floor, so it didn't work. It's like, I guess we can do these. I feel like this is going to end with us
Go and take out another, Dark Knight. I dare you.
doing fucking everything except the Joker. Or, fuck, I keep calling him Joker. The Riddler things.
It's Batman. Get after him. Go.
These turrets, yeah, okay. Like, is it gonna... But if we do activate this, I'm just curious, what does he say?
I can't leave the fire crew at the mercy of these rioters. They're out there somewhere.
Okay. I wonder if... Well, since we don't really have much else to do, let's keep this mission active. And see if that in any way increases the likelihood of getting more. What do we got here? Oh, okay.
We're not getting paid for tonight.
Big ass. So how do we deal with that? Do we shoot it somehow? Do we hack it? I guess you probably gotta like sneak in and hack it. These guys all have guns. Yep. Yeah, some of these checkpoints are a lot more tricky to deal with. Some of them is just like punch 6 guys. Some of them is take out a giant fucking cannon and 8 guys with guns. You like sneak in from the inside or something? It's like hard to tell if there's actually, if anything's actually breaking, but I guess not. Ah, but you do, I see. Or do I? No. Wait, hang on.
Nope, I see that two-faced guy up close. Think you let me take a picture?
Huh. See, this is another thing of this game. The verticality. It's cool. And it's an interesting kind of addition and evolution. But it can be fucking disorienting, that's for sure.
You here? Recon team stumbled on one of the...
Okay, we just... Alright, hop on up here. Didn't mean to expose myself like that, but it looks like we'll do fine. Oh, never mind. Yeah, maybe. Realized some of those guys had guns, but... Oh, that guy. Thank you. Nope, I didn't mean to hit the guy who's obviously blocking. Okay, cool little bat teleport action there. Oh, fuck, they hit so fast. Ah! That was definitely not a clean fight, but Careful not to use the past tense, I guess. Extra twirl. Got him.
These minor victories could give a man hope, courage, conviction. Don't fall for it.
I feel like I'm like worried that I'm gonna have to clear out all these icons I already have on the map before the game will helpfully provide any more. Animal Mother 47, what's up? Happy Sunday. I guess we can drive around Bleak a little bit, see if we find any more oh, what the? I feel like I'm pulling this the wrong way. So is this like doing anything? Oh, okay. There we go. Not sure where this is going to take me, but alright. I think probably you can jump into. Let's take a look. Yeah, because I see. We kind of want the car in there, but we can do this too, I guess. It's easier. Losing a lot of height for some reason, but okay. Okay, I guess that took care of that. Alright. That worked out. Oh, shit. There were guys left. Alright. Let's take out those guys too. So yeah, we're... Oh yeah, can I do a...
It's Batman! Put your foot down! Smash him! Damn it! Get out! Go!
Might as well.
What's the bat doing here?
No, where's the guy? There we go. Not letting him get away.
Talk! Don't make me crack your
So-
skull and look for the answers inside.
I'll talk!
The right choice.
Alright, so then we got a bunch of Riddler locations, which we aren't really going to do anything with. But, okay, sure. I'm like waiting for the game to give me a hint. There's 2 left, and we have 2 guys left here, too. Oh, boy. So close, yet so far away. 'Cause we got a shit ton of these left, and a shit ton of these left, and I don't really want to have to do all that. You're not obviously forced, technically, to wait for a hint. You can just stumble on it and find it, but it's a big map, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. However, I've been going for a bit. I should probably take a short break soon, and if I do, I could save everyone a lot of trouble by, well, myself, mostly. By just looking up the locations. And if I just bring up a map of the mines, for example, obviously we've taken out most of them, but we can pretty easily... There's not that many locations, so it should be easy enough to just check which ones we have and have not found. And I feel like just going around doing this stuff that's not super fun and also not really in the service of anything isn't a super productive use of anyone's time. So I think that's what we're going to do. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty much time for me to take a short break anyway. So I'm going to go AFK for a few minutes. So when I come back, we should hopefully be able to wrap this shit up. Let's pause the timer there, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Oh, there we go. Now maybe you can hear me properly. I've returned. So, capture. There we go. Oh, yeah, let me just Alt-Tab and get the map up here.
There's something about an anatomically correct rubber suit.
Yo, Animal Mother with the anatomically correct rubber suit subscription. Thank you very much for using your Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate it. And, welcome to the family, I was going to say. That's the wrong notification, but that's fine. You're welcome regardless. Okay, so let's check it out. We got one on Miyagani and one on Founder. So Bleak's done. Where are we on the map? I have off screen here a map ready to go. Okay, so we're closer to Founders. I have a whole chunk there concentrated to the northern part. So there is a firefighter, or there was at least, in that compound on this, like over here. But since I literally just went here and checked, I'm going to assume that's not the guy I have left. There was also someone here, and I believe I remember which one that was. I think this was the one that I died on like 4 times. Yeah, it's around this like parking structure. So that means that probably around here. Let me take a closer look. Okay, so one of them is like here. Probably up on this structure. One of them is over here. Probably up on this structure. One is right here, it looks like. And one is here, I believe. So that's pretty close. Why don't we, How many
damn tanks did he take out?
Oh, counter.
I thought for sure we had...
Try to lock onto something. Oh, that'll do. Okay, I tried a grapple boost. Didn't work super well with the ceiling, but that's fine. We'll just run, I guess. Okay, there's like a sniper up there. That's conspicuous.
I kind of thought of Batman as a force of nature. This whole Wayne thing ruins it for me.
Oops. Almost made it.
Look, if you let me go, I won't say anything. I swear.
Firefighter Scott. That's, yeah, I figured this sniper...
Yes. Cross your heart, hope to die? Please. What do you say? You think he means it?
I don't know.
Man, these guys are getting more sophisticated. We gotta...
You see, we ain't known you that long, and we don't know if we can trust you, so we need something.
Can't tell which way this guy's looking. Punch him on the floor. There we go. That should be that device taken care of. Let's fly away over there. Hey, we found the mission. Nice. Yeah, okay, that's pretty interesting. This is like a Predator sequence. I guess this is not the first one, but... haven't been many of them. Whoop. Ah, he's like too far away or something. Okay, that looked perfect. Not goofy or weird at all. Nice, literally the first one we checked. That was nice and efficient. That means there's only the one guy left on Miyagani, I think?
Thank God. I've been listening to them talk about how they were going to kill
Which means
me for
we're
the
almost
last
done.
20 minutes.
There's only one of your crew left to find.
Thank God. What about the chief?
Still missing.
Damn it. You...
Conveniently leaving him for last,
okay,
I'm sure.
right?
I'll find him. Don't worry.
They wanted to take our jobs, Batman. He fought, gave us hope. He even found time for the victims of fires. Only last week I saw him with a guy. Awful burn scars over his hands and face. The kind of person other people cross the street to avoid, and there was the chief helping him. That's what he's like. Selfless.
Wait here. An officer's going to take you back to GCPD.
Sounds like a swell guy. Trying to take them their gerbs. Yep. Good guy, fire chief. Having none of that. Yeah, I assume the way this mission works is that, like, the dialogue you get and the guy you save is like, it's not tied to this location, but rather the whichever number, like the first guy, second guy, third, whatever, which is how it makes sense, how you do it writing in a way that's like has some kind of pacing and satisfying closure to it. But yeah, it's well done anyway. Yes, so we have one left on Miyagani. And I can see where the locations are there. Let's see here. One is here on the bridge, and I'm pretty sure we did this because he's like down there on like a barge or something. One is, let's see here. Map looks a little different, but okay, here. Probably up on this building if I had to guess, and not down in the street. One is right here. The map I'm looking at has like inverted colors. It's a little weird. It looks different. Is this the station thing? I'm not sure. And one is all the way out here. So I think actually I did this one. They do tend to be in fairly conspicuous locations, which means you have like some hope of actually finding them. But I think I'm going to take the southern path down here, which means this is the closest one. And also the one I'm least... like, I think I've been here, and I think I've been here. So it's probably one of these. Whoops, that was a little clumsy, but that's fine. I think we'll actually... take the car. Must be standing near a road. Or looking at the road. Does count? Yeah.
This is like Arkham City. We've got the whole damn place to ourselves.
Nope. Car. Let's try again. There we go. Oh shit, it's actually facing the way I want to go. This is like the first time that's happened. Maybe because I turned around before I called it. Actually, probably precisely because of that.
He's on our tail. Outrun that thing.
Yeah. That's fine. These guys are safe. I don't give a shit. Whoop. Okay, not where I meant to go exactly, but... see a group of dudes up there. That seems suspicious, but they're... I was gonna say, okay. They're probably not here. They're probably in a completely different building.
I think it's inspiring. Rich guy like that, dedicating his life to helping people.
Yeah, it's probably like a militia watchtower thing.
I'll still kill him.
Let me take a look where I'm at. Oh, yeah, okay. I am on, like, the wrong side of the building, so... not sure what he was doing there, but... yeah, pretty sure there was a group here that we took care of already. Yeah, because if we hadn't done this, just getting this close would have probably gotten... yeah, I wouldn't have this much trouble spotting where any of this was. So we're done. Okay, let's check the next location. I'm pretty sure I've done this, so we'll leave this for last, but I'm less sure about this one. Grand M. Yeah, I figured that was this big old station. And I'm pretty sure... I want to say that there's a Predator takedown location, whatever, that I thought was a militia checkpoint, but maybe it is a firefighter thing, and that is what we have left. Because I don't think we actually went here and took out guys. I have no recollection of doing that, at least. But it does look pretty abandoned. No, we did go here, but that was... yeah, right, because that was part of the story. We took out, like, guys here. But the map is fairly ambiguous. It could very well be that they're down here or something. Wait, hang on. I just saw the green light and thought that was something. Yeah, because this is all like militia shit. The ARKHAM logo. Ah, okay, no, I recognize this because we did this one. Because we were here. Yes, I remember this. Okay, then let's go further south. That's north. And maybe the one I felt the most sure that I'd already done is the one we have missing. That's entirely possible. Bunch of rioters. Would be like on the other side of that building, I guess. Gonna look at the map. Yeah, it's on the south. No, I'm pretty sure I've done this. Like on the southeast corner. This looks very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've taken care of this already. So I guess the one... Yep, because there was a bunch of dudes here on the corner. Yes, I remember this. Okay. Let me just double check that I'm not a complete fucking idiot. It's just looking on the wrong island to begin with. No, there's... Okay, Miyagane. Okay, cool. Well, I'm just a terrible world's greatest detective. Holy shit, the air you can get. It's it's satisfying. I just keep getting surprised at how far you can fly or how high. Okay, found a new one of those apparently.
Yep, the bat had the knight, dead to rights, and he just let him go. You ask me, there's more history there than the knight ever let on.
Nope. I'm not here. Don't worry about it. Okay, where are we? This is where we're going.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Batman? This is a chance for the bat to fight a real man.
Oh, if they're gonna taunt me like that.
Fight me.
Do that.
Not engaging. Take a weapon.
That couldn't have been more perfect. Whoa! That's not where I meant to grapple, but sure, let's dazzle him with our moves. Can't see shit. How do I deal with the electric shield guys? I forget. Oh yeah, I know you do the beatdown. Oh. Oh. Okay, this is not going great. What the? Why did he just start blocking in the middle of my combo? So just take down this guy. Break this guy's gun. Alright, there we go. Alright, couldn't let that kind of talk slide. Oh yeah, this is one of those we have to explode. Oh shit, I just remembered the timer. God damn it. Oh, I had the hotkeys. Alright, fine. That's close enough. Alright.
Studying your skills, your victories, and your defeats.
North, this is the way we're going. Greenlock Ferry Terminal. Yeah, it's under the bridge there. Ought to be, right?
Man, the bat could crush us in that car tank thing.
Don't worry, I wouldn't crush anyone. That might kill someone. There we go. Oh, they've got guns. Some of them, anyway. Oh, fuck. No more guns for you. That's so satisfying. Nope, what the? Okay. There we go. That's the last guy, right? And then I guess we have to find the chief or something. There's one location I see on the map that doesn't have a number on it.
I didn't expect to see anyone. Least of all you.
You were the last person to see the chief. What happened?
I was trapped when the truck crashed. I could feel the flames around my feet. My boots melting. Next thing, the window above me smashes, and there was the chief, pulling me out. The truck was gonna blow, but he didn't give up. I saw them dragging him towards the City Vision building. Please, you have to help him.
Sounds like a real hero, that guy.
An officer is coming for you.
Okay, finally we have a lead. Let's go. Pretty much our final act as Batman, I guess. Okay, I need something to grapple on. Well, let's take that.
But I can't be out all night. It's my turn to watch the kids tomorrow.
Yeah. Holy shit. It's like reaching the fucking stratosphere. That's satisfying though. It's fun. A little goofy, but fun. City Vision building. Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. It's not easy to like learn to find your way around, especially not because you're often relying on the map or the driving GPS. But it's still impressive how they managed to build such a big city that has like recognizable, kind of identifiable landmarks.
What's with all the green question mark crap around the place? Some sort of citywide art festival? Pretty damn pretentious if you ask me.
Ugh, 16 hostiles detected. Christ. Alright.
Don't talk to me. Ooh, touching. Maybe he had other plans. Oh, we're interfering with his busy schedule. Why don't you two idiots quit yammering and do what you gotta do? Hey, that don't sound like no fighting spirit.
Alright, at least they don't seem to have a bunch of super high-tech drone guys or anything. Oop, that's not a good spot to be sitting. They do have a bunch of these like explosive, brittle walls. See, this is where the verticality gets a little tricky too, because you have guys walking on multiple floors, making it a little tricky to see sometimes who's vulnerable and who isn't. Oh, I should have knocked him out. Fuck. And everything being so open makes it just harder in general to have a good grasp on the environment. I definitely don't really like these Predator sections in this game. It's weird too to be able to just leave like that, because these sections often aren't like in kind of enclosed environments. It's all like really open. Kind of weird. I mean, sometimes it's cool, but it's... Okay. Let's do this. I had the opportunity to do like a fear multi-takedown, I think, but... Well, I still have that opportunity.
Oh god, someone's down! Where you at? This way!
fact you can run at like double speed underneath the floor, it's also a little silly. Convenient, but very silly. Fuck. There's a lot of guys. Okay. There's a chute I could grapple up somewhere. Ooh, I think I just missed the prompt. There we go. Now where am I? Camera up, please.
Hey, think this guy's still breathing? Where is he?
How many guys do we have left? 11 guys left. The thing is, like, even when we have 8 billion gadgets and shit you can do, it's still... Because just having the environmental kind of awareness is difficult. I feel like I, even more than in the other games, just rely on isolating them and picking them off with silent takedowns. In this game. Oh, sentry guns. Of course. So those guys... I wanted to play some explosives, but... Oh, they're throwing like incendiary grenades there. Okay, yeah. But with everything being so open, it's kind of hard to even... Yeah, and those guys covering each other's backs. So what does that thing connect to? Can be powered up. Yeah, but what does it do? Okay. These guys are going to stick together.
Sentry gun deployed. Area's hot.
Take anyone down, or is it the wrong one? Fuck, I detonated the wrong one.
What happened to you?
Figured it. Okay. Oh fuck! It said 2 and then 1.
Oh no, this guy.
Did I? No, I did get both. Nice, good.
I'm over here.
Fuck, that's not the button I meant to press. Jesus Christ. I tried to do the electric gun quickfire, and I guess I did a backfire. Oh my god. I meant to shoot at the engine thing, but then that happened instead. That was a little embarrassing. It's weird, too, for that matter.
Can't help him. He's out cold. Keep a lookout.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Man, that did a number on this fella. Where? This way.
You can do something with these things. I forget what. Actually, it's perfect that that guy is there, because if someone sees him, they're gonna come running. What does it say? Remote hacking device. Okay. Sometimes you want to use the disruptor, and sometimes you use something else. Can I, like, make some noise to make someone want to come there? All right. What if I do... No. No, that doesn't work. What if I don't have like a sonic batarang or anything. The area is so large, so like someone might come by there, but let's have the time to wait for it. I don't think I can hack that thing. Nope. What if I equip this thing? Oh, it's like a door or elevator or something? Nope, I just fucking... I don't know what the fuck I actually did there, but it spooked them, I guess. Drop their guns? I don't know what's going on. Can't do a...
Oh God, someone's down! Where are you? Over here!
Fuck. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. There we go. Oh, I meant to do the other type of glide. Oh my god. Really, a knockout smash might not have been a bad idea. Like, making noise when people are pretty far away. Just to kind of... Fuck. Mistimed it by half a second. Guy rounded the corner and was safe. Okay. If I do the drop... Oh, okay. I can do the fear. Takedown. Oh.
I need to secure the area before I can free the firemen.
Perfect stealth. Oh my god, okay. The multi-takedown is awesome, but it's annoying when someone is just around a corner or over a wall or something and you just can't do it. Oh, okay, sure. Let's do this and refill our fear. Well, it's not really a gauge, but let's reload. One hostile's left. Oh, he was down below. Can I do something cool to take this guy out? No, I'm trying to drop down. There we go. Okay, I tried to do the corner takedown, didn't quite work, but getting shot point blank and then punching him in the face, that'll do. That'll instill some fear. Okay, we did it. Oh yeah, sentry guns, I forgot. I'm good. Well, okay, I'm glad they didn't deploy a whole bunch of them anyway. Okay. Chief, got him.
My men, are they okay?
Your men think a lot of you, Captain. They trust you.
You know, don't you?
Didn't really answer his question.
You would do anything for your men, even if that meant aiding and abetting a known arsonist. It was you who gave Firefly the access codes and addresses of abandoned buildings.
I always made sure they were empty. No one was hurt.
You put your men in danger.
The city was shutting us down. I couldn't let them do it. I couldn't.
And while there was an arsonist at large in Gotham, your men would keep their jobs.
They've got families. They gave their lives to this city. I made a promise to them. I couldn't break it. You understand that, right?
The police will want to question you at GCPD.
Only the purest of intentions. For hiring a fucking supervillain.
Riding into Batman's car. My little girl's gonna be jealous.
Yeah, she's gonna be growing up without a dad, too.
Scarecrow's plan. I didn't know about any of it, I swear.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You have to believe me. Why would you? Why would anyone? I don't know how to tell them. I can't.
You owe it to them.
I know.
What you did was wrong. But you came back tonight. That means something.
Yeah. Guilty conscience. But thanks.
It's just funny having this like very serene, emotional conversation while this is going on. Still, I like it.
Let's go, Chief.
Oh, God. This is really happening.
He gets put in there.
Don't find out. I want to be the one who tells them. You're right. They deserve that much.
I mean, he was like the final dude in the side mission, but it seems a bit much to put him in with fucking Penguin and Two-Face.
The preparations are complete. Nightfall is ready. I will leave it for you to decide when it's time to come home.
Thanks, Alfred.
One last piece of Alfred wisdom. All right, we did it, guys. I love that these guys like interact with each other too. That's so cool.
Law is not equipped to deal with Gotham's injustices.
Pig is there singing. Well, trying to.
Pig with nail. Pig on cross. Pig with nail.
From what
Oh, you can't
I
talk to him.
expect you to help your surviving victims. You will tell the police everything you did to them.
It's not too late for you, Batman. Pig is an artiste. I can make a maiden from a monkey, a model from a miscreant, a beauty from a bat.
You're no artist, Valentine. You killed and maimed innocent people. I'll make sure you never see the outside of a cell again.
No, no, no! Pig has so much more to give. Oh, come. Show me what's under that mask. I can still fix you. Make you perfect. Pig can take all the pain away. You'll see.
Well, still, I gotta say, despite some tedium in repetitive missions, whoa, and grinding some stuff, I'm still glad I decided to do this last stretch because, yeah, we got to see Professor Pig, we got to finish up some stuff, and we are about to get what could be described as an ending. Oh yeah, press X to activate Nightfall Protocol. Yeah. Man, 82.5% completion. That's still quite a fucking lot, honestly. 3 out of 4 DLC missions. I can be happy with that. I still don't know exactly how to deal with this and our missing gadgets to complete this mission. So yeah, we're not gonna deal with this shit. Catwoman, I'm sorry. You'll just be stuck there, I guess.
I think Ivy tried to brainwash me with those pheromones of hers when she was here. I resisted.
Alright, cool. Tough guy. Oh yeah, rip in peace Ivy, too, by the way. Actually, let's, take a quick look. Whoa, 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 camera. Yeah, he's just hanging out.
Looks like the secret's out now, Mr. Wayne. Your tragic youth, your life of pain.
Man, all this like the, oh man, I've said it again and again, but the way the game incorporates the optional side stuff with the main stuff and vice versa is so well done. Like, a lot of these little bits and pieces of incidental dialogue that is completely optional and skippable and missable.
On the mainland. Just say the word.
But they acknowledge the stuff that's like happened in the main story in a way that seems, well, I was going to say weirdly rare in games like this. It's not weird at all because it requires a tremendous amount of resources to be able to cover for like all these different permutations of how things happen and the order in which things happen, and just having all this dialogue recorded in the first place, let alone all these like potentially optional dialogues that only happen in certain conditions, etc. But yeah, it's really fucking well done. All these guys, like, yeah, you really get a feel for this being a real world and this is being a really long, harrowing night with a lot of shit going on. Potato Strategy 123, what's up? Anyway, we're pretty much done. Let's see if we can if Barbara has anything else to say.
Thanks again, Bruce, for going after Tim and Dad. I'm just sorry what it cost you in the end.
Yeah, we decided to tell the world that we're Bruce Wayne, and then we're like, I guess we'll retire. It's weirdly done. Oh, hey, it's this guy.
Didn't think you'd be back here. You know, now that the secret's out.
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised. All right. Oh yeah, let's say goodbye to Aaron Cash.
Just had the mayor on the phone. Says he's sending over an arrest warrant for Bruce Wayne. Shame. Our fax machine had a little accident.
All right, that's the good kind of police corruption, so that's fine, I guess.
What happened at the asylum doesn't matter. You're Batman to me.
All right. Well, I think it's time. I think it's time to activate Nightfall Protocol.
Alfred, send the Batwing. I'm heading to the GCPD rendezvous point.
Very well, sir.
One last walk through lockup. 85%. Yeah, I think we can be happy with that. I guess we got Riddler and Deathstroke left, I guess. Because if you complete Nightfall Protocol is active. Yeah, I wonder if that means we can still go and do this, I guess. Because obviously, you get the Riddler at the end of this, and I think if you complete I'm not sure if you have to do all of them or what, but eventually, if I remember correctly, there is a big old boss fight. Well, boss fight. It's another one of the. It's basically the same fight, I think, the Cloudburst tank fight with Arkham Knight that you do against Deathstroke. I just remember that the final, the Deathstroke boss fight in this game is another vehicle tank fight, which sucks. So, but it makes sense that you do that and then you apprehend Deathstroke. So I guess those are probably the two villains we have left to lock up here. But I guess,
I always thought the person inside that suit had to be messed up.
if we just quit being Batman and leave, maybe Deathstroke is just gonna be alright, whatever, and leave anyway. What else is he gonna do? Just terrorize the city for the sake of doing it? Well, I mean, I guess he might, but...
There's a reason we didn't know who it was underneath the suit. You had to be separate from us, from everyone. But now that's gone.
Okay, yeah, sure. So now we just gotta head back up to the roof, and that'll be it. At least I think that's it. I don't remember if there's a big fight scene or something at the end. I don't think so.
Freaking panic attacks, freaking fear gas. I barely breathe the whiff of this stuff.
Of course, we gotta go to the old bat signal over there. Alright, there we go, guys. What the... Looks... I kind of hate the way he looks. Just drop the car here. Okay, no, just leave. Activating the protocol, I guess, just meant flying away. But so we are not getting the full ending. I believe that there's some extra. Well, we'll find out. But
Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's him. Are you still rolling?
Are you sure you want to do this, Master Bruce?
I've got to. It's the only way to protect them.
Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to come.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Huh, okay. Yeah, I guess we had to do an extra 3 hours of grinding to get that. Okay. But that's the ending then. So this is not the full ending. There is an extended version, I guess, of the ending. Which you get only if you do the complete 100% completion. I don't remember what's different about it, but I do have a video of it that we can watch in a couple of minutes. Just to see what's different. But yeah, I can't believe Batman's fucking dead. He just blew himself up. I guess the idea is that after his identity is revealed... Fuck Bob Kane, by the way. Shout out to Bill Finger. Is that... by having his identity be known, then his like associates are in danger, whom I don't know if Bruce Wayne have a lot of, like, Bruce Wayne doesn't seem like he has a lot of friends that, or family that would, I mean, like, I guess I don't know what Tim Drake's relationship is with Bruce Wayne, but like I feel like everyone who would be in harm's way are Batman's associates more so than Bruce Wayne's. But anyway, sure, let's say yeah, we got a little trip down memory lane here. Like, I guess you know, the idea of a secret identity in order to protect yourself and the people close to you. Yeah, of course, you know, that's logical. So I guess the idea is he's gonna... I mean, I assume he didn't actually blow himself up, but, like, I don't know, fake his own death? Is he gonna then... I don't know, retire to some tropical island somewhere?
This is why Superman works alone.
Potato Strategy, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Like, yeah... The whole thing, too, is like, sure, you can have a story ending with Batman's retirement / death or disappearance or whatever. I do think, like, the third Nolan movie, I don't particularly like the movie, and I haven't really watched it since it came out, but it, you know, I felt like the ending of that movie at least kind of worked, sort of. But the thing is here, it's the whole idea of the situation that led to him revealing his identity in the first place. Like, it's, I feel like the writing must have, like, started with wanting to have Batman retire because they were like, this is our final game in this story, that's, you know, this is where it ends. But then not really ever figuring out a reasonable way of getting to that point. Because not only, we talked about this before, but like the whole thing with Scarecrow and his sudden and not completely obvious or well explained reasoning for wanting Batman's identity revealed. But that, there was nothing building up to that, I don't think, either. Hey, what's up, Dedicated Lurking? Thank you very much for the you did it's and generated's best from nows and all that. Imagine if there was an Arkham Beyond, that'd be sick. Well, So, WB Montreal, which was the studio that made Arkham Origins, which is my favorite game in this series, are working on a new game, which is still yet to be properly announced, but it's like a well-known fact that it's being made. Oh my god, fucking Titan Riddler. That's a low point for this series for sure. I mean, it's weird, in the first game, definitely there is a little bit more of a comic book aesthetic and feel to some things that wasn't quite stamped out until the sequel, but even so, the fact that he's like super buff and has a mohawk, and yeah, the final boss fight is definitely the worst part of the first game. Anyway. Oh shit, you guys see the symbolism here? It's like Batman carrying the Joker at the very end because it's super sad that Joker's dead. Oh. Anyway. I'm excited for the new Batman game because it's a new Batman game and it's made by the people who, in my opinion, made the best one. But also, it seems pretty clear that the game will not be a sequel to this, with the way this game ends. And I think it's... I suppose it's more or less clear. I'm not sure what has been officially communicated or what has been determined from other, sources, but it seems as though the upcoming game will be unrelated to the Arkham games in terms of continuity and story, which is fine by me. I like these games, but I'm certainly not attached to this particular... I'm more than ready for a game that plays similarly, but has its own continuity, or being just standalone, its own story from beginning to end. There's been 8 billion different versions of Batman. They don't need to all have some continuity that ties them together. And it's going to be very exciting to see just what that game will be. For all we know, it could be a completely different game that plays completely differently, but I think that seems unlikely. It would seem to me that Rocksteady are very much done with these games, and with Batman at least, but that's another big question mark of, what's Rocksteady doing after this game? This game came out 5 years ago, and they've still not said or announced anything about what they're working on. What they have been working on since. I figure, unless there's a bigger, we don't know what's going to happen between now and June from Sony and Microsoft. But if nothing has been said before then I would imagine that E3 could be the time for them to unveil what they've been working on. And it could be a completely different type of game. It could be something related to DC or Warner Brothers in some other way. It could be, who the hell knows. I'd be surprised, I guess, if they are making something new like this, since WB Montreal are also putting out a Batman game. But I think the idea of having a new game set in this universe, but, some kind of variation on Batman Beyond, or, something like that, it's not the worst idea in the world. I'm not familiar with Batman Beyond. Personally, I've never watched the show. I played the games, which were terrible. And also not really based on the show, but they were based on the movie Return of the Joker. But I guess, I don't know, maybe at that point it's like, on the one hand, something that's either Batman Beyond or something like, I don't know, Teen Titans or Birds of Prey or something like that. I don't know. Something like Bat adjacent. Finding the balance between something that's like standalone on its own enough to be like different and interesting, but also tied in with this enough to feel like that connection is meaningful. Because the thing is too, like, at this point, fucking everyone's dead. Or done with, and it's over. Like, Mr. Freeze isn't a thing anymore, I'm gonna guess. The Joker's dead, obviously. Poison Ivy died. And I mean, I'm sure none of those characters ever, you know, make an appearance in Batman Beyond, or that show probably had its own characters and villains and whatever. But yeah, I'm just like curious how, what that kind of balance might look like. But I mean, you could do, like I said, Batman's been around for fucking ever. There's been so many different versions that you could very easily, just like this is its own continuity in its own kind of pocket universe, you could definitely make a Batman game that is, you know, either specifically based on an existing kind of Elseworlds concept, or come up with a new one. Having like some alternate version, because there haven't really been any games like that that I can think of anyway. You know, there's been so many comics that have been kind of standalone one-shots. Either, you know, there's the, what is it called, Gotham by Gaslight or whatever, like the, you have like steampunky Batman, like medieval Batman, or, you know, old West Justice League or shit. Like, there's been a bunch of comic books like that. But I can't really think of any games that have taken that sort of a concept. At most, you get like alternate skins, or maybe you get, you know, the Lego Batman games go some pretty wild places, but it's still nothing. It's not its own like realized universe that is like wholly separate. It's kind of a weird analog, I guess, of comparison, but I'm reminded of the Fist of the North Star Yakuza game, Hokuto ga Gotoku, aka, what is it called? Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise? Something like that. That came out a few years ago. I'm a huge fan of Yakuza, and I'm a huge fan of Fist of the North Star, so I really love that game for many reasons. But the thing that I thought was pretty cool with that game is that it is its own complete what-if continuity. It's not related to the original story of Fist of the North Star at all. It has its own set of you know, villains and characters and stories. It's obviously, you know, you play as Kenshiro, the main character, and a lot of the original characters from the original story show up, but in like completely different contexts. So it's something you get to really enjoy as a fan of the excuse me, as a fan of that world and those characters and that story. But you don't know everything ahead of time. You don't know exactly what everything's going to be. It's going to, you know, everything is got a bit of a twist on it. And I mean, I guess you could compare something like this to that in that sense, that it's, you know, it's not repeating necessarily specific story beats, but you're seeing familiar characters in arguably new context. But it's also not specifically a twist and, you know, things being different. There's not really any major differences in this continuity from any other Batman, well, continuity, as it were. Except for that one time Jason Todd besieged the entirety of Gotham with an army of tanks before he became the Red Hood, but, you know, whatever. But having, you know, similar to that Fist of the North Star game, having its own story and universe that is like self-contained and definitely different from what you know, but still like familiar to be enough to be kind of fun and recognizable. You could do something like that, but it would be kind of bold in a way to have, let's say, a Batman game that is, you know, that kind of complete re-envisioning of, you know, like I said, some Elseworlds thing that's, you know, Batman, cowboy Batman in the Old West or some shit. Like, it wouldn't have to be that, but it could be anything that's like distinct enough from the Batman you know. Because I don't see why it couldn't work. Like, it's not as if Batman is a, you know, it's well known, it's well worn territory. You can kind of do anything with it as long as it's good, and it'll work, I think. But at the same time, you know, there's also a lot of other stuff that could be done that's probably more safe and more like appealing, maybe. I don't know. It just struck me as kind of a fun idea. Well, we talked before about how I guess there's a rumored. There was a rumor, I guess, that Rocksteady's working on a Suicide Squad game. I think someone mentioned it before. Which I'm not sure if that would be tied into this kind of continuity, because I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff that we haven't seen. You know, there's characters like Nightwing and Robin, Batgirl, who like we see kind of around the edges, but if you build a full game around some of those characters with Batman in the periphery, it's not like there isn't room for something like that within, like the story and the world in these games is not so well defined from beginning to end that you couldn't do something like that. But I don't think personally that there's anything really to be gained from squeezing more games into this continuity. I mean, even something like Arkham Origins, which I really like, I still like that as its own self-contained story. It doesn't really, like, my enjoyment of what the things I like about the story and the character stuff, because it's not really like paid off in any particular way in specifics in the other games. It's not like that. I mean, like I said, that could be its own thing, and it wouldn't lose anything. I feel. Obviously, this game in Arkham City, like, they all build on a more direct story that connects these games, so that's one thing. But squeezing in these like prequels or adjacent games, or like filling out the blanks in the past of the story and everything, like, I don't think that's. I mean, that's rarely a good idea in general, right? Who likes prequels? So that's the thing, if it's true that they're making a Suicide Squad game, I would still hopefully, I would hope that it's not tied into the continuity of this. Because I feel, continuity is baggage, and it can be a hindrance, shackles that, are hard to navigate around for questionable benefit. But not just like story continuity, I think just visual continuity, that kind of thing too. Like, it's the visual style of these games, and I feel like I've said that, talking about it at length every single time I've been streaming any games in this series, that I'm just not a huge fan of all of the characters. Okay, they're just looping this shit now. Okay, I see. There are some character designs that I think are all right, but overall, definitely Arkham Origins I think has the coolest characters. But even that has a lot of. I mean, the whole thing is it's like it doesn't look like a comic book. Well, I guess modern comic books look more like this too, but everything has a veneer of. I'm hesitant to use the word realism, but it's not stylized to any great extent. Everything is kind of designed to have a sort of at least realistic look to it. In particular, this game, of course. They do a good job of it. The characters look believable. They have barely expressive faces and everything, but I think that's an unfortunate trend in like AAA games in general. And you can definitely see, looking back here to the first game, that that wasn't quite the case in the first game. The first game definitely had more extreme comic booky overtones in the visuals. But as the series went on, I feel like they definitely leaned into more and more of the quote-unquote realistic aesthetic. Just like AAA games in general, like, have a kind of an obsession with recreating real life and making characters look like real people. I think there's a place for that. It works great in some games. I guess I'd be hard-pressed to say that it doesn't work for this game or these games. But personally speaking, it's not my preference. I would much prefer a game that had like a comic book look to it, that looks illustrated, that looks stylized, that has For example, imagine if they made a game like this based on the animated series that tried very heavily to like emulate the look of that. That would be fucking incredible. I would still probably prefer a Batman game that is its own thing, but I would definitely take an animated series game over more of this. And I mean, the thing is too, of course, that they've already done a bunch of those back on the like PS2, Xbox. There were a good couple of them. Neither of them were amazing, but some of them looked pretty damn good. I remember. I'm not sure which one it was, if it was Vengeance or Rise of Sinzu, but there was one of them I remember playing that I was really kind of blown away. I think it was Vengeance. They had like really cool skyboxes and environments that looked really amazing. And using like today's technology to create that kind of stylized look, that it's not attempting to be realistic, but just attempting to be moody and atmospheric and capturing the tone and feel of that version of Gotham and these characters and everything. That would be so much more engaging and cool than anything like, well, like this shit, of course, fucking buff, toxic, alien, punk, mohawk Joker. Hey, what's up, Cody? The funny thing, too, is when I see that fucking Venom Riddler, what is it called? The drug Titan? Whenever I see Titan Joker, all I can think of is fucking Big Riddler at the end of Batman Forever, where Jim Carrey transforms into a giant claymation ultra buff Hulk Riddler. It's so funny to me that this game like does the same thing, or not this game, but that game. All right, here's the game taunting us and saying, "All right, you should have done 44 hours of Riddler bullshit to get the full ending." But luckily, I have the internet, so wow, it still just throws us right back here. That's kind of funny to me. That's like, yeah, apprehend the final. Yeah, we did that, but then we just get thrown back in here. That's so funny to me. Anyway, that's that. Let me just take a quick look at something. 97%. I'm not sure how it's tracking this. Oh, it's only it's only 200 Riddler trophies. Probably another 23 hours, and it's not going to be any fun either. So I'm just curious about this, because we have everything. Yeah, you get the dumb Joker mobile. Right, so I think there is a reward suit that is for like completing. I'm not even sure if it's getting the full Nightfall. I think it's like doing the New Game Plus or something like that. And of course, there's a bunch of these that you unlock also for doing side missions and finding. Yeah, a lot of these I think are for trophies. I mean, the Riddler trophy stuff, because when you complete like one segment, you unlock a bunch of these. Oh, it looks so fucking disgusting. Everyone looks disgusting. I guess people look slightly less disgusting in this game compared to the previous ones, but still, everyone looks kind of sick and dirty and... Okay, vehicles. Who cares? Alright, so... let's do this. We are done with the game. But... since we are not going to spend another, I don't know how many hours chasing after Riddler bullshit, instead, we are going to take a look at this here video clip that I have procured. Let's do that. And we'll see how the full ending is... If/how it's different. Alright, so... do this and see... Oh yeah, hey, it's actually working. Alright, so let's watch this. Oh yeah.
It's done. Gotham is safe.
Thank you, Bruce. For everything.
Goodbye, Jim.
All right, so this part's not in the one we saw. Because technically, I guess Gotham wasn't safe when we quit.
All units be advised. The major threats have been eliminated. It's time to roll out and take our city back.
Yeah, so all this stuff is not. You didn't see that. Yeah, we just flew off, then it cut immediately to this.
This is Vicky Vale for GCN reporting live outside Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's him! Are you still rolling?
Are you sure you want to do this, Master Bruce?
I've got to. It's the only way to protect them.
Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to come.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
Do we get an actual ending after this, or what?
A friend once told me that criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. That the only way to beat them was to give them something to be scared of. I understand now. As his world grew darker, so did ours. When his war ended, our lives could begin again. He set us free. To live. To love. There was an inquest, of course. Hundreds of suspects. Who killed Bruce Wayne? I guess we'll never know for sure. So what's next? Criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. What happens when they have nothing to be scared of? Who will protect Gotham now that the Batman is dead?
Hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Help me!
No one's coming, lady.
All right, we get this hackneyed shit squeezed in here.
Wallet.
That's something.
Hey, freak! Maybe you missed the news! Batman's dead!
That look don't scare us no more.
What the hell?
What? Okay. I'm sorry, what? So, okay. Well, I'm sure glad that we didn't spend however many hours it would require us to unlock that extra bit of the ending. Like, I don't even know what Gordon was fucking on about. Like, well, now that Batman's finally retired, I guess we can go back to normal. But yeah, no, I guess we still get Batman, Scarecrow, ghosts protecting the city. Or is it like Gordon now that he's mayor, he's got the power to weaponize fear toxin to scare criminals, to make them think that Batman's ghost is haunting Gotham? What the fuck? Like, this is like the ultimate of, the pinnacle of shitting the bed for wrapping up the story in one of these games. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? I'm glad to be done with this. Of course, we got a bunch of DLC shit to take care of, but that we can safely ignore most of the story. But okay, let's get some jams going here. We're done with the game. Oh, we got a little bit of bookkeeping to take care of, right? It's same as always. So we're gonna take a look at that in a moment. Let's bring up this. Yeah, he just exploded Wayne Manor 2 seconds after closing the door. Him and Alfred just walking inside. It's really, it's so unsatisfying the way that wraps up. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. Like, are we supposed to take at face value that he killed himself and Alfred? Are we supposed to assume that they had a secret hidden plan to escape somewhere and it's meant to be ambiguous whether they, like, is it meant to be obvious that he didn't actually die? Is it meant to be ambiguous whether he died or not? Is it meant, like, what if Batman, if this is the end of Batman, what hope is there for the future? Like, what actually happens? Sure, he locked up a bunch of criminals, but he's done that 50,000 times before without it working. And okay, so is Robin gonna be around to pick up the slack? Or no, he's like marrying Oracle and they're gonna settle down and that's not gonna be a thing anymore. Last time we talked to Nightwing, it was like, alright, no, you stay in Bloodhaven and take care of that. Our new, like, what about Azrael? Is he around? Was Azrael going to be on that rooftop? Was that Azrael, but instead of looking like Azrael, he looked like a fear toxin, spooky ghost Batman? I don't fucking know, man. I'm okay with things being deliberately left open-ended, but it's not like satisfying or cool or interesting. It's just like, okay, but what? Why? And especially with the whole idea of Batman's identity reveal being so ham-fisted and coming out of nowhere, and it's like, it's the writing is not good. It's just not. Anyway. Arkham Knight, we completed the story, but we actually, what do we even say? Did we beat the game? Let's call it, low percent Nightfall ending? I don't know. We did get the ending, but we didn't get the full ending. And it took us 23/21/09. That's not entirely perfectly accurate, but I guess close enough. Wayne's dead, who inherits the fortune? Yeah, it's like, I mean, would it be Dick Grayson? Because well, I don't know. Was Grayson adopted by Wayne? And if so, what about Tim Drake? Was he adopted? Jason Todd? is Jason Todd legally dead, or is he just Jason Todd now? Are any of them, you know? Did Alfred, was he in his will? Does he have children? Who knows? I guess Jason Todd already is pretty fucking rich, being able to organize the whole Arkham Knight army, but anyway. I guess we don't have to worry about that anymore, because we're done. Oh yeah, I should change this, by the way. We're not playing these on PS4. Well, whatever. It doesn't really matter, does it? That means that we have some DLC stuff coming up. So, looking at this list, Harley Quinn is first, then Red Hood, and then after that they started giving them actual names. The first ones don't have names. They're just called Harley Quinn Story Pack and Red Hood Story Pack. A Matter of Family is like the proper full-on campaign with Batgirl, which is like a prequel thing, of course. And then we have Catwoman's Revenge, starring Catwoman, GCPD Lockdown starring Nightwing, and Flip of a Coin starring Robin, I believe. As super duper short, like 15-minute story campaigns, but they all also have associated challenge maps, which we are going to play. But before we even think about getting into any of that, we should also, of course, put to the record some statistics regarding some villains. So, it's always fun and interesting. I did make some slight updates and changes here. I have looked around, and I think for now I was able to squeeze in enough lines here so that we actually still get names and labels for all of them. But I have also made like a copy or a version here where I removed some of the lesser characters. But we'll see how we deal with this. For now, we're just gonna input some data here and add to our list, and it should, should be okay. So let's see, where do I put? There we go. I'm just gonna go through the list of villains here, and we're gonna add another entry for each of them who have showed their face and made an appearance in Arkham Knight. The Joker, of course, makes another appearance. The Penguin is in this game. Killer Moth. I don't think he showed up in any of these games. I'm trying to remember what it was I saw. I saw something with Killer Moth, but I don't think it was. I think it was a YouTube something I watched. My memory is all getting mixed up here. I'm gonna double check this with some real list or something. I don't have one on me here though, but we'll fill this out to the best of our ability. Electrocutioner and Firebug, no. Catwoman, yes, most definitely. Mr. Freeze, sure, he showed up in the DLC, that counts. Poison Ivy played a pivotal role. Riddler, we're not fucking rid of this guy. Whoops, Scarecrow and Riddler. Two-Face, yep, he's in the game. Mad Hatter, once again. Harley Quinn, of course. Rupert Thorne, nope, still with his single entry in the Mega CD Batman and Robin. Clayface, nope. Well, I guess did Clayface die in Arkham City? Probably. Man-Bat makes his return. He's been in a couple of games now, getting more popular. Killer Croc, technically we did see him for about 2 seconds in Joker's like feverish nightmare. But he is in one of the DLC missions too, the one we didn't complete. Ra's al Ghul, Ventriloquist and Scarface, nope. Bane was not present, was he? Trying to remember. But no, I don't think Bane was in the game. Then we got a bunch of Batman Beyond villains here. Nope, none of these guys. Firefly, however, yep. Black Mask. We saw him at the beginning of Arkham City, but no, I don't think we've seen him again. Mr. Zsasz, nope. Talia al Ghul, she died, of course, at the end of Arkham City, so nope. Ubu and Ratcatcher, Zinzu, Falcone, nope. But Hush. It's made quite a few appearances, kind of surprisingly enough. Strange, Sharp, Catman, nope. We got a bunch of these minor villains who showed up in Arkham Origins, and Brave and the Bold, and Lego, Batman, and whatever. Deadshot, no. Grundy. Deathstroke, yep. Kind of weird to think that Deathstroke has only made 3 appearances, honestly. But But I guess, yeah, I suppose that's accurate. It seems weird. Shiva, Anarchy, Bird, Bronze Tiger, Cheshire, Composite Superman, Condiment King, Frankenstein, Polka Dot Man. Nope. But we do have a couple of new ones, and this is going to be interesting to see if the list even... If it, I feel like it's going to break. But we do have... what's his face? Deacon Blackfire. And he was in this game. Oh yeah, let's do that. There we go. We have Professor Pig. Hey, the list is still not broken. And is that it? I feel like there were more new villains who had never been... Oh yeah, Simon Stagg. He counts, right? Let's add him to the list anyway. I'm not sure if he's like a full-on proper villain, but if we put Rupert Thorne here for being a career criminal, I feel like Simon Stagg goes on there too. Well, of course, I'm not sure if we're gonna see him anymore, technically, as far as they're concerned anyway. Arkham Knight is an original character, right? The iconic villain, Arkham Knight. Who, I mean, that has to count, right? It's funny that I forgot about Arkham Knight, actually. Were there any more villains in this game? I feel like there must have been so many, but fuck, you spent so much of the game just fighting the goddamn militia and the tanks. You should add just a list of 30 types of tanks. The Cobra tank, the Cloudburst tank. Anyway, I think that's it as far as those stats go. But what we can do here is I made a... let's see, this one I think... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Is this the one? There we go. So this is a truncated list, which is not in order of first appearance. I didn't finish that. Let's actually do... order of... number of appearances. How about that? That's more accurate. So here's our top 15, 20, I think. And obviously Joker is at the top, not surprising at all. Penguin, Catwoman. It's funny, there's not many ties actually. Poison Ivy and Riddler, Harlequin, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Bane. Oh yeah, the colors are all fucked up, by the way. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of interesting to see how some of these guys... is this completely accurate? I'm not sure if... oh, okay, I think this... Okay, the stats that we're seeing here are... let's see. Okay, it's a bit fucked up here because we don't have the full stats. Okay, so this is not... This is accurate as of... okay. Let me see here. This is accurate as of before Arkham Knight. I should have prepared this a little better, but... let's see here. Or... Okay, fuck it. I'm not gonna try to do this live on air because I'll just break shit. Okay, so I'll update this. It's not entirely accurate because Hush actually climbs up the list, for example. So does Man-Bat. It's funny that Mr. Zsasz actually had more appearances than some of these guys, but yeah, there'll be some changes here. Clayface will climb down a little bit, but yeah, and Bane too. Well, he's gonna keep his spot on the list actually, but. Obviously, most of these characters are the most popular characters, so they're going to be in most of the games, so they're not going to change that much. But we will see some changes with the upcoming DLC missions, because the little DLC campaigns will have a few villains spread out here and there, and they're going to count as separate appearances. So I don't think anyone's going to dethrone the Joker as the most popular villain to appear in Batman video games in the small handful of games we have left. But we might see some minor shakeups here in the top 10, top 20. But yeah, that's Arkham Knight, the main game anyway, over and done with. And I think we're going to call it there. I need to go eat some lunch. And the Final Combat MK11 tournament season circuit, whatever, finals is today. And it starts in, I think, a couple of hours. 4 p.m. local. Well, not their local time. My local time. That's not local time. Swedish time. So I'm going to go eat something, relax, and then watch that and have a good time. And next time we stream... next time we do Batman stuff, we're going to get into the DLC, and we're probably going to knock out at least one of the campaigns with all the extra stuff, maybe even two. I also really want to stream this bad boy, Doom, on the PS1. I've been itching to play this. I actually played this a little bit off stream the other day just to make sure it ran and everything. It's pretty fucking fun, and it's a cool port. I'm pretty jazzed for Doom Eternal coming out in a few weeks, so I actually really want to stream this a little bit at least before then. So that's something that's probably going to happen soon. Otherwise, we're going to do some more Batman. We're going to do some more viewer request fighting games. I still have some kind of hope that we'll be able to finish Batman by the end of March. It's going to be tight, but I think we can do it. I think it kind of comes down to how long the Telltale games are. Because all the Arkham Knight DLC, I can stretch it out a little bit with the extra challenges and stuff, but for the most part, it's like really short. And we have... Let's take a look, actually. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the short ones, and we have the longer Batgirl DLC thing left. Arkham VR, which, you know, setting up the PSVR is going to be a hassle, and it's going to be an adventure trying to stream that. But from what I hear, the actual game itself is really short, so that should just be a single stream. And then we have the 2 season of Telltale, which, I don't know. So, it might be a tight squeeze to finish this before the end of March, but we're in the final stretch, that's for sure. We're getting pretty damn close to wrapping up this whole endeavor, which I'm very excited for. I'm honestly, I'm enjoying this. I have enjoyed it, and of course, we will do the grand finale where we rank every single Batman game. I also do want to make a special. I do want to do a special like Lost Tapes episode where we revisit the games from early on where the VODs have been lost. There were a couple of games early on where Twitch had some kind of meltdown and accidentally deleted a bunch of VODs. So we don't have a record of some of those early games. And just for posterity, it would be nice to revisit them just so we have VODs of every single game. So we'll see. And if I do that, I would probably do that after finishing every game, but before doing the final finale ranking episode. So yeah, finding time to do all of that in March might be a tight squeeze, but I mean, it's possible depending on how the DLC things go for Arkham Knight. It's, you know, Harley Quinn and Red Hood, I'm probably going to finish in one stream. The Batgirl thing might be one stream, and then the last 3 might also be one stream. In fact, it's not, I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's conceivable that I could finish all of them in 2 streams. And that would mean 1, 2, 3, I don't know. It's going to be tight, but we'll see. We'll see. In any case, except for this past week when I was sick, of course, I've tried to kind of get into this cadence of streaming on Tuesdays and Fridays, and with the occasional extra weekend stream. Let's try to keep that train rolling, and aim for a stream on Tuesday. So Tuesday night, I'm guessing we're going to play some Doom. Maybe if I'm really itching to play some Batman, we'll do that. But I think a bit of a break would be a good idea. So yeah, if all things go well, we'll stream again on Tuesday night and play some fun video games. My schedule is not always super regular, as evidenced by the fact that I've been streaming Sunday morning, which I kind of never do. But if you want to have best possible odds of keeping track of upcoming streams and what's going on, of course, your best bet is to follow me on Twitter and or hanging out with my Discord. It's not super active. It's definitely... I was going to say it's definitely not brand new, because it used to say brand new in the little message. It doesn't... I guess I changed that. But yeah, so we're aiming for another stream on Tuesday. So hope to see you guys then and there. Well, here, I guess. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. And stick around. We'll see if someone else is streaming. I'll host them. Have a nice rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the near future. Bye.